like NASCAR. Ugh. Shot him in the head cause of trash bars. And I got ghosts like Casper. I get ghosts like myself. If I rap like you, I put the toast to myself. Kill yourself, motherfucker. Ah, stop it. Listen, Bungie. Dive in it. Next time you rhyme, put your mind in it. Fuck out of here. What do you know about that in 2020, huh? Nothing. Stop it. Listen, here's what we're doing. I got my ugly mug up on the screen here because I want you to see what's going on. I got what looks to be a plain shirt on right now. But if you thought that, you'd be wrong. That's right. You'd be wrong. Hold on. Ugh. Jesus. Come on. Go. Let me turn the Wi-Fi off of my cocksucker phone. There you go. There you go. There you go. We have a problem now? Oh, look at that. Cocksucker phone. Alright. I run the underworld, guy. I roll the nickels, man. The game is mine. That's a sick fucking unit right there. So, here's the deal. Really? The second I go, you're gonna... Huh? Yo, what's up?
Not much. I'm just going for a walk. I figured, I'd see what the live stream thing is doing.
Well, I'm actually live right now. If you want to jump in it, dude, it's not going to be very long. I'm just going on to promote something.
I guess email me
Or you want it on the Twitter or on your phone?
on my phone. I don't have Twitter on my phone.
Okay, hold on. I got to figure out. All right, hold on. I got to figure out how am I going to copy the message to you and get it to you. I could probably email it, right? All right, let me get my email open. I mean, I don't know what if you're gonna be into the idea of what we're doing. Hold on, Nah, yeah, right. Can you imagine? Hold on. Stream. Okay. I sent it. Hopefully it goes to the right person. Not that it would go to the wrong one, but you know my track record with technology is not the greatest. Well, yeah, I use my regular one because I have your contact saved in there. The other emails I have I made because that one's got so much fucking spam in it, it's ridiculous. So now when I have to put my email on something, I just give that one. Yeah. This is what it is. This is how content gets made. It's just a bunch of people sitting around doing nothing. That's essentially what happens. Yeah, hold on. I'm double checking to make sure that's where it's sent. Sent to... Yeah. It might take a second to get to you, but it's definitely there. You could just access StreamYard through your browser, but you'd have to use a temporary code to sign in and shit. I've had to do that. Yeah, it's live right now. Yeah, that's a good idea too. I could do that. Let's see. No, that's just the name of the podcast. It's Jacko One Trade. JACKOF1TRADE. Shimon.
Okay, for some fucking
It don't want to work, yeah. Because you're on the phone. Yes. Yes, it doesn't. You can't talk on the phone and use the internet to save time.
It's a jack of one trade.
Yes, yes.
All right, just
I'll text you. I'll text you the. If worst case scenario, I'll figure out how to text you the link or whatever. All right. All right. All right. Bye. All right. All right. All right. So here's the now 4 minutes, 6 minutes in. It's fucking useless. Anybody that was listening is not here anymore. It's too late now. So I fucked that up. Good for me. Way to go. That's. Ugh. Listen, this is the deal, dude. What I'm wearing right now is draft, right? It's still got to be outlined. The outline of the scope is going to be silver. And I might put letters across the top of this right here. But look. Look, dude. Fuck off. Where are you getting this at? Nowhere. That's where. You got to get it through me. I got the connections. So, okay, there we go. I realized 6 minutes in, everybody that is here is already gone, and I'm wearing the wrong headphones.
Hey, yeah, I figured. Look, hold on a sec. Why the hell do I have? I guess the icon's different on mobile. Because I still see my old one. Whatever, doesn't matter. But what is it about merchandising? Are you planning on selling Beanie Babies?
What?
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 I said, are you planning on selling Beanie Babies?
Well, no, I'm gonna. We're making merch, dude. We're making shirts. Yeah. We're making hoodies, and we're making long sleeve T-shirt. We're making logos on the shirts. Like if you can see it, this is the first one.
Nice.
Hand painted, dude. Jen is doing it freehand. What that means is, for anybody that's not aware, that means that she's not tracing anything. She has an idea in her head and she just goes with it. I actually show you what it looks like.
You guys, how much money is going in versus how much money's how much money's going out versus
how much money went into it versus how much are we getting out of it? I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I was trying to figure out how to word it.
Yeah. So look, this is what it looked like if my phone will autofocus. I don't know if it will. Hold on. Yeah, no, it's not gonna. The light's too bright. No. You can't see it. But it was basically all white. Just the outline was done in pen. And then we just went over it. She went over it with the paint. I helped a little bit, but my line
worked. How much are you charging for shirts? Because if I want to buy one, I'm like a big guy, so I would need what? Quadruple X?
Well, see, that's the problem. Logistics. That's the problem. Is
Sorry, did you lose the link?
Oh shit! It's a new. I don't know. It won't let me delete it. I can only put myself in timeout or block myself. That makes sense.
Well, no, wait. You should. No. Hold on. Delete the link. Not the.
Yeah, I'm saying it won't let me.
That's a bit weird.
I can't delete comments. I can only block users now, which is really lame. But I guess that's the new thing that they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. So if you see somebody come in, just boot them out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to do something like that. But well, that's the problem is we were trying to figure out like you're a big guy. So I know big clothes are not cheap, right? So even if you got like a t-shirt that you want it to be done on, because it's gonna be really hard to find your size in the store. Honestly, like I'm not even trying to be an asshole. I mean,
No, no, you're right. You're right. But my mom always said like you need to lose weight because clothes for fat people are expensive. Yeah, well,
they
no
are
shit.
very like we would have to charge you if we were gonna get a shirt for you, we'd have to charge you double a regular shirt. That's fucked up, but that's because they use more fabric. But basically, I know it's gonna sound expensive. I know it's gonna sound expensive, but I did some.
$50
How much?
$50 each.
Well, not for the t-shirts. I'm not a crazy person. The t-shirts are going for 25, right? Which I think is reasonable because the average
But
podcast.
what size though? That's the thing. Like the like I this is a good idea. I'm not knocking you for doing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it.
Well, the way
You
we're gonna do
know,
it is for those prices will be stock sizes. So in other words, small, medium, and large, because those will be the easiest sizes to get. I'm gonna work to see if I can grab some XLs also. But if I can't, then I'm gonna try to set up a whole digital shop eventually once we have enough items put together to do it. Because right now the only thing we have is what I'm wearing, but I plan on, we plan on getting more shit done. I mean, plus we got the masks that are made like this is one that I fucked up on trying to figure out a design, but like this is hand drawn on and then it gets painted. So these masks will go for $10 instead of 6. But the
hey, have you
t-shirts are
looked
gonna be,
outside?
huh?
Nothing. I just said, have you looked outside at the moon?
No. I've been in
So
here
pretty.
trying to figure out a way to make money. I don't have time to look at the stars, unfortunately.
Well, I'm a dreamer. What do you want? That's all I did. That's all I do is look at the stars.
I can't. I'm not knocking you for it. I'm trying to make money, bro. I'm tired of eating on food stamps, eating
Yeah,
shit
no,
food.
no, dude, I totally get you. I'm fucking tired of living on welfare and have people look at you like you're such a
Like you're a
fucking
piece of shit.
yeah, like you're a piece of shit. Like, dude, I never asked to be on welfare. Okay, so fuck you.
Like obviously, if I had an option, I would choose to not be stuck only with a certain amount of money every month. That's stupid because
Oh,
sadly, dude, when the stimulus came in, I know it's only $1,200, but the level
I
of
think it was
food.
new. I was supposed to get another one, but but it's more limited and restricted this time.
Of course it is. They've been, bro. This is so funny to me. I heard there's a comedian, Vic DiPotetto. It's my guy. I love his work, but he said some dumb shit that I really don't agree with, and I'm gonna get into why exactly I don't agree with him. He said, and I quote, paraphrasing slightly, which is the opposite of what quote means, but you get it. He said,
Yeah.
I don't understand why people on disability and social security got stimulus checks when nothing has changed for them. And to that, I would argue, Vic, I understand you're not
Oh,
on
hang on a
welfare.
sec. Hang on a sec. Yeah, yeah. A lot of shit did change because if you think about it, the people on welfare, who, who's only, who's only time to go, to go out maybe for a walk, like you know what I mean. It did change for them. Like, oh my god, what a fucking ignorant thing to say. I know you like the guy, but Jesus.
It's not, look, he did it in the throes of anger, right? Which I understand because he does a show that he literally calls Ticked Off Vic. He's been doing it for years where it's like Grind My Gears, that Peter Griffin shit, except he does that and he's been doing it. This motherfucker, what, bro, this is why I don't get mad at him, dude, because this guy is cut from the fucking fabric that is immigrants, that is America, that is the working class zero, as he calls it. This motherfucker went from driving a school bus, a school bus, bro, moonlighting as a comedian, making vignettes on YouTube, worked hard and long enough to be able to quit his job as a school bus driver and pursue comedy / YouTube full time.
Ask you, what is stopping you?
What is stopping me is analytics. That's what's stopping me. And I mean that
True.
with all my heart. I mean that with all my heart. I'm gonna get into it. I promise you. We're covering the business. We're covering the business aspect. This shit just changed from a hobby to a business, bro. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. But first, let me go back to the Vic point. To reiterate your statement and a little bit more delicately, if I may, Vic is not on welfare. I'm assuming that he's not on any type of social security, but he has a mother-in-law who is older. I'm not sure what his wife's deal is or his children's or whoever. I don't know who he knows or who he doesn't know, right? So maybe to the average person on social security in Vic DiBitetto's world, COVID-19 did not change anything. But I am here to tell you, as a food stamp recipient and a motherfucking person that has to bank on a disability check because of my fucking cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis ass, dude, a lot of things changed. And let me start by saying one of those things, which is a very important thing that you have, is the price of food. Now, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But when I went into the store after COVID-19 hit the street, everything, it's already $5 for fucking 4 sticks of butter. And that's the ShopRite brand, bro. We're not even getting into Land O'Lakes. We can't even look at that Indian bitch. That's how little bit of money we get, dude. We can't even look at that motherfucker.
I wish I had headphones, because everyone can hear you.
If I pick that, I don't care. If I pick that girl up in the store, she's gonna look at me and go, "Put your grilled cheese making and get your grilled cheese making ass hands off of my box, motherfucker." That shit is only for people who got money, you know. So it's like that did change. Honest to God, like I'm not even trying to be dramatic. I mean it. The price of food has gone up tremendously to where now.
Well, honestly, I think that's less to do. That's less to do with COVID, but it is a contributing factor.
While I see your point, all right, go ahead.
No, that has less to do with COVID and more to do with inflation.
All right, let me tell you why you're wrong, and I agree with you. But in this instance, I believe you're wrong, and there's 2 words that we'll use to describe exactly why that is: price gouging. Now as well as I do.
Price gouging is what people do during an inflation.
Okay, well, they're doing it even more with the COVID, because the last time I went into ShopRite before COVID hit, it didn't cost me $15 to get 4 slices of chicken breast. Now it does. That same item would cost me $10 before, now cost me $15 to $20, and that's for a standard size, not even a family pack. Which, by the way, I just got done cutting up a family packet of chicken. If you're going to eat it moderately healthy, even though I'm frying it up, which is not healthy, the healthy alternative I would assume would be to bake it. However, I did throw in some fresh, off of the plant basil, off of the plant parsley, some fresh minced garlic, fuck off, bro, and a bunch of other ingredients, right? So it's inflation, yes, but it's also price gouging. The price of toilet paper is now a luxury. You cannot afford to wipe your asshole in the United States of America in this moment, unless you get 1 ply from the dollar store. Now, I understand what you're saying is inflation always exists and the cost of living will go up exponentially every year. But I have noticed a trend specifically in the food stores that I go to. Now, I don't know what it looks like out in Manawan or Colts Neck, wherever Vic DiBitetto lives. And if you're not aware with those places that I just mentioned, that's where money lives. That's where money lives, out in Colts Neck, out in Marlboro.
That's where money lives.
That's where that's where the mansions are. That's where the cocaine money is at. And I only know that because I know a sexy bitch used to live out there, dude. And she used to drive a Camaro. Yeah, brand new. Like when that shit was new in the old days, bro. She lived in Colts Neck. Her family had crazy
Wait,
money.
compare like a Mercedes or better? Like I don't know anything about cars. What is
I
like the
don't know
best
anything
car?
about cars either, but I tell you this, it looked fucking mean, so I assumed it was expensive. Maybe it wasn't, and I don't know
Maybe-
shit about cars.
I guess the Ferrari is the best car because everybody wants a Ferrari.
Right, but you're talking about well, you're talking if you say Ferrari to me, I say Rothschild to you. Like in other words, we're talking about like low level cocaine entry money. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to go get a kilo of somebody, and not saying that you would do that, and I wouldn't do that either because I would never sell cocaine because it's a horrible fucking drug and it does terrible things to people. But I'm saying like that amount of money would get you into the low level, I would imagine, or you get your fucking throat cut and you get hung off a bridge by a cartel someplace. I'm just saying, Colts Neck, Marlboro, Freehold, Jackson, these areas are where a lot of money is. And when you come out here down our way, down the shore, be it Seaside Heights, Waretown, places like that, you're not looking at money. Manahawkin is the reverse of that, where there's money out in Manahawkin, there's money in Lacey Township. There's not really money in the areas of Ocean County where I'm actually out my back window. I'm looking at $250,000 condos, right? In front of me, I got a place that's being built that so much money is getting sunken into. I just found out the motherfucker that bought the land across from us owns our apartment complex now, but we're still living here because that guy needs to recoup his construction money. So we're probably good for a couple of years. But to quickly get back onto the point about Vic DiPotetto is he said that life didn't change for people on food stamps and Social Security. And I'm sorry, but that's wrong. There's a reason why food stamps maxed everybody out in the beginning of the COVID. For anybody that is not aware, if you're not a dirtbag like me on food stamps, I understand being low income does not make you a dirtbag. Being poor is a mindset. And that doesn't mean that you don't eat ramen noodles every day or that you don't eat peanut butter sandwiches every day or whatever it is. Pancakes and peanut butter sandwiches are the staple in this household, is the glue that holds this place together at the end of the month, right? But being broke is a mindset. If you want to live in a shithole, it doesn't matter how much you pay for rent. How you live around you is going to affect the way that you live your life. I truly do believe that. Even though I'm broke, I live my life as if I have money. In other words, when I walk into the place that I live, I don't look around and go, man, this is a low income facility. I look around and I'm like, all right, these are just two people that are trying to get by. And obviously I'm biased because I'm living in the situation or whatever. And that really has nothing to do with what we were just talking about.
Look, let me put it to you this way. You're better off than I am.
In some ways, yes, but in other ways, no, in the sense that I was thrown out on my own and forced to figure out a way to live. I am better off. See, Jadakiss, actually, the rapper that I listened to, he made a reference in a rapper I like, Styles P, just put an album out. I'm going to bring this all together. Watch. And his boy was supposed to go over there and record a track with him, right? But then COVID breaks out. And he gives the dude a phone call who he then puts it on his album. And he does like a 30-second thing where he spits a couple of lines and then he hangs up while he's yelling at his kids, which is hilarious because you hear this dude who's like a bad motherfucker, bro, just be like, hey, play nice with your sister. And then he hangs up the phone. It's just funny to hear that. But he said in that short bit, he said basically, and I'm paraphrasing, but if you broke, you understand the value of being broke. That if you're rich now living in COVID times, you're not prepared. Whereas if you've been broke this entire time, you've prepped for this. This is what we live for. This is our any given Sunday, dude. Everything is
to add. Yeah, and to add to that point, COVID and isolation and being stuck inside is also part of the reason why everyone's gone nuts
You're gonna be mad at Shameless, Kevin. How
Mm.
they left it. They better come out with another one.
I'll have to check. I don't know if this is the last season or if there's one more after this.
This one made me cry at the last,
What's
last part a little bit.
Shameless.
You'll know what I'm talking about. When you see the part.
Yeah.
But fucking, and then at the end, how they left it. I'm not gonna say how they left it, but oh my god, they need to fucking make another season to finish off what they fucking left it off as.
Yeah. So, look, dude, I mean, it has affected, in my personal opinion, and I don't know nothing, dude. I'm not an economist. You know what I mean? I'm not a,
Oh, me neither. I'm just an idiot who likes to learn. That's
I'm
who
not
I
an
am.
analyst. I don't spend my days crunching the numbers, but having been on the front lines in the food store and seeing how much everything costs, the government does not max out your food stamp card for no reason. They knew exactly what was coming. And places like ShopRite, Stop and Shop.
Price gouging during the whole fucking COVID.
Yeah, I really hope that you all have to go out of business. I really do. I hope you go out of business, but you won't, because places like Walmart and Target and Stop and Shop and ShopRite, you won't go out of business because these yuppie fucks will spend more money on low quality meat. And they think it's better because they're spending more, but they're dumb and they don't know any better, which that's their own set of problems. I don't got no time to worry about what everybody else does, but they max it out for a reason, dude. Prices have constantly gone up over the past few months. And if you want to think that a $1,200 stimulus check is not going to benefit anybody, you would be wrong. Sure, all right, it comes out of taxpayers' money, but you don't put any money into that. So who the fuck are you to be able to make that decision? I'm a person, I'm a human being just like you. And if you were down on your fucking luck, I wouldn't tell you not to go to the welfare office if you needed help. So what the fuck?
Don't I could be wrong here, but don't welfare recipients actually do kind of pay taxes?
I would imagine. I mean, everything that we buy is taxed. So whether you all want to admit it or not, our money is basically just getting if the government wanted to launder money, they would do it through Social Security, because all of us, we pay our rent, we buy our food.
It is Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, but hey, it's legal because the government does it, so whatever.
Well, wait, explain that to me. I don't understand. What does that mean?
What the fuck? What is it? A Ponzi scheme. Let me see if I remember. Basically, take some money from one person and give it to the other.
I'm gonna look it up.
Because I forget. I do know that Social Security and whatever is like a giant fucking legal Ponzi scheme, because it's illegal for you to do, but not to, don't get me started on that.
Okay, well, a Ponzi scheme is a form of fraud that lures investors and pays profits to early investors with funds from the more recent. I see what you're doing. So, in other words, that would be me coming to you and saying, bro, Midnight, I got a fucking crazy deal going on right now, bro. If you invest with us right now, we'll guarantee you will make your money back 100%. And then you go, all right, well,
You died there. You're frozen.
Yeah, no, I saw that it froze up, so I immediately kicked myself off and then started it back up again. I'm gonna close the chat out because the less windows I have open, the better. But basically,
I would say turning off your camera saves bandwidth too. I mean, you're beautiful, I know, but
yeah. Well, look, this is the whole point. This is the whole point why I had the goddamn camera on to begin with. So let me promote this, and then I'll turn my goddamn camera off, because enough of this already. Tim Dillon's got the right idea. Tim Dillon has the right idea, goddammit. We need to go back to the days of old school radio. You don't need to listen to me talk. You don't need to watch me talk. You don't need to look at my face. You listen to the sound of my voice. That should be enough for you. If the sound of my voice doesn't do it for you, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But seriously though, this is what I'm promoting. This is the first article that is right. So the way that we're doing it, until we get a store online, what we're going to do is I'm going to have these things made by the order. What does that mean? That means right now, if you want a t-shirt made or a long sleeve or a hoodie, that means you hit the Cash App and or the PayPal, whatever form of means that you would like to use, you put your deposit down, and then we will work on your design and your design only. There's not going to be a long line. There's no sweatshops here, right? There's no
well, there is, but there's only one sweatshop. Not 10. I'm just fucking with you.
I only got one worker. And I fucking me too her all the time, dude. I'm like, you want to live here? You gotta suck this dick. That's what you better do.
Jesus Christ! You just got canceled.
I hope so. I need the rating. God damn.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
But yeah, we're gonna be doing it by the order. So it might take a little bit of time. It might take a little bit of time to get to you, but we want to make sure that each one of these things that we're going to be doing is up to par. Quality is quality before quantity. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So if we only, I know we're not going to get rich doing this small time. The idea is we're going to be popping up like herpes. What I'm trying to say to you is,
bad image. That's a bad image to associate with your brand. We're gonna be popping up like herpes.
It is, but it's memorable. It's memorable though, because when you get herpes, you don't forget. I would assume. I've heard stories. But seriously though, the idea of this is to just spread out as much as possible, get word of mouth going. That's what we're trying to do. So t-shirts are going to be $25. Long sleeves are $30 and hoodies are $50. Now, we do have an idea in place here for people that maybe can't afford all of that. We got to figure out how we're going to work this out, but I'm willing to bend a little bit so that everybody can have an opportunity to get the same quality shit. Because
you say that you're willing to bend a little bit. Yeah, you better be careful where you say that.
Not me. The prices, not me. My asshole is not the same.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. But basically, I don't know how we're gonna do it yet, but that's what we're gonna try.
Boy, I'm willing to bend a little bit. Just tell me how much.
So shirts are $25, long sleeves are $30, and hoodies are $50. Now you don't have to get a Laughing at Birds logo on your shirt. You can go on the Instagram at Laughing Birds Pod, and you can look through any of the designs that have been posted on that page. You can pick one, and we can run with that. Or if you want your own design, it cannot be something that is trademark. Like we can't do Looney Tunes or anything like that. That shit is already owned by a different company. We're not trying to get sued. We're doing all original artwork here, so that when you wear your shit out, nobody can say like, "Oh, my company, you're stealing from my company." No, this is all out of the brains of two independent people.
Until somebody sues you for copyright for some fucking reason.
Yeah, but that's basically what
What was that? Sorry, some bike came by.
That's all right. We're going to run it like that. I posted it on Facebook. I posted it on my Instagram, on my YouTube, and my Twitter, my personal Facebook as well. Needless to say, didn't really go anywhere. So I don't know if this might be too soon. It might be too early. If I was smart, strategically talking business, I would stay in reaction videos. I would make the cookie cutters videos that I could make, and then I would sell merch because that's how you get people on board.
Well, see, here's the thing. The cookie cutter thing. It's like, well, why would you? Like you know what I mean? I've seen podcasts. You know, they were more wild than you. To have merch and are still around. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I'm thinking big business, but I get what you mean. I mean, honestly, I know I don't have. People are like, bro, you're making merch. You don't even have the fan base to support a decision.
well, see, I was gonna say that, but I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Far be it from me from saying that. Like, I wanted to say that. It's like, nah, come on. He's putting his heart and soul into it.
Well, that's
Like,
why I'm doing it, dude, because I don't want too many people make the mistake of not getting their shit together until they need to get their shit together. In other words, they don't think about merch until they already have an established fan base and they figure out what everybody likes. I figured we'll call the shots. We'll make the merch now. I'm not going to go out and spend thousands of dollars that I don't have on t-shirts and paints, but I've sunk a couple hundred into materials.
In Swifter.
Yeah.
I
really.
suck and then you God damn, bro.
So
like when's the last time you got laid, bro? Jesus Christ. I'm just fucking around. I don't care.
I want to say not yesterday, the day before. Not yesterday, the day before.
What the fuck are you doing online? Go get that. A man needs to get laid every day, but to feel like a man.
That's not how it works at all. You would think so, but that's not. You only get laid every day in the very beginning of a relationship, which, I mean, fuck it, right? This is what the people show up for. So I plugged everything. Buy the merch or don't buy it. I'm making it because I like the idea of it, and honestly, I want to support an artist. I want to support an independent artist. That's why I'm doing this. It has nothing to do. The podcast is a happy side effect. I can't sit around and watch somebody.
It helps when you're dating when you're dating the independent artist.
I mean, it does, but even if I wasn't, I still would.
Well, obviously.
Shit. But you know that. I mean, other people don't. But still, I mean, since we're on the subject of this, I did want to cover this in a podcast. Which, I mean, it doesn't matter. I could talk about it now and then. But relationships are a big topic that some people wanted me to cover a while ago, which I do plan on doing it, and also mental institutions as well.
Yeah, well, you're more suited for. If I were to make a stream right now trying to talk about relationships, I get many people. Well, what do you know about relationships? You've never been in one.
Yeah, but people could say the same thing to me. What do you know about relationships? You've been with the same woman for 15 years. You're not in a relationship. You're not on Tinder. Like, it depends on what the definition of a relationship is to each person. To you, a relationship could be two people that, have decided that they're going to either pretty much exclusively see each other for the moment, right? I would imagine what do you consider a relationship to be? Let me ask you rather than try to guess what your opinion is.
Well, I suppose a relationship, well, first of all, we need to define what relationship, we're talking about. There are differences between friendly relationships.
You're talking about a romantic relationship. When you say, if I started a stream right now, I would get yelled at saying, what do you know about relationships? I mean, obviously, we're not talking about friends, but that is another section of this topic that should be covered. For the moment, though, for transparency, we're talking about sexual relationships, I guess, or
no. It's better to put like romantic, romantic relationship, because sex, friends can have sex too, whatever. But romantic relationship, okay, well, I've never been in a relationship. Yeah, I've been dating. I've been dating my boyfriend for like a couple months, but you know, we're both poor, so we can't really see each other. So you know what I mean. If I were to talk about like, okay, you need to you need to understand where each other is coming from. To be fair, he and I have never had a fight, so
Yeah,
it's
but
like
you also are not spending time with each other in person. Now, don't get me wrong. If this guy, I'm telling you right now, dude, whether you were in a full-fledged one or not, if you every day talk to this dude live, like in a chat room, even if you set up a StreamYard thing like I did right here, right now, and you talk to this dude every day, I guarantee you would fight. And not because you want to, it's just after a while of being around somebody, anybody, you get it on each other's nerves. That's natural. That's just
well,
what.
that's true. That's true. I don't see it happening mainly, mainly because we get a like I get what you're saying.
You're saying
Okay.
get along, but you would have to really put that to see too many people, and I'm not knocking you for this because this happens all over the world.
Yeah, I get that. But go ahead.
Well, this happens all over the world every day. Two people are crazy about each other, and then they go, you know what? Let's fucking go to Vegas and get married, bro. We like each other, right? This is hot. This is heavy.
Yeah, no, see, that's the mistake. That's the mistake we make because I've thought about this. Okay, so let's see. If I ever want to get married, to him, how would that change the dynamics? Because I've heard stories, that some people were together for 10 years, they finally got married, and then they were divorced 6 months later. I'm like, you were together for 10 years, and then 6 months later you were divorced. Like what?
Bro,
What?
I'm
How
telling
makes
you,
sense?
Jen has even said this herself, but yeah, dude, I figured it all out. I figured it all out. A handicapped guy in the crevices of New Jersey has figured out life, dude. Relationships are a doorway, and marriage is the cement that closes that doorway for good. And a lot of the time, see, if me and you, let me put it to you like this, dude. I could go over to your house.
Marriage end in divorce.
Why would it end in divorce?
Well, yeah, if marriage is the cement that closes the door, then
That's
like
exactly why.
maybe I'm taking a metaphor too literally.
Right. Well, in a way, yes, because here's what I mean by that. When I say marriage is the cement that closes the door, I mean it can never be opened again. When you marry, now I'm talking about on paper, right? I know people don't really get married for life and that's the end of it, but the way that I was brought up is when you marry a motherfucker, that's the end. There is no second marriage. There is no, oh, we're going to get divorced and go our separate ways. No, we married and that's a wrap. If we're going to split up, that's fine. We could split up and go our other ways, but we are not filing for fucking divorce. We don't do that.
Yeah, no, we don't.
That's the way that I was raised,
I
right?
know my family too.
Okay. So that's the
Well,
way I was
yeah.
raised. That's the way she was raised. Now I understand that's not the average. So here's what I'm telling you.
Get us to get married, and my family, and your family.
Well, I want to bring that up, which is what we're kind of talking about. But he said, how come people that get into relationships 6 months later they get married, and then a few months after that they get divorced? It's
No, wait,
because
hold on. I said that some people get in a relationship that lasts for 10 years, then they get married, and then all of a sudden they get divorced 6 months later. So now, hold on a second. Look, you've been fine for 10 years, which I'm sure they had their ups and downs. But the moment you get married, you divorce like 6 months later. Like what?
here's what it is, dude, and I'm being completely honest with you when I say that's an old thyroid pill. You can toss that out.
Because that was on my.
It was in one of the bowls that was
Oh,
on my nightstand, and I put my phone in at night.
that's the one I found underneath the bed.
Yeah, that's a old like 0.5 microgram of the thyroid pill. Yeah. So basically and now this is my theory. I would love to talk to do you know anybody who happens to be a psychology major or anything?
Yes, I do actually. Yes, I fucking do. And I've actually mentioned her to you once, Shannon Q.
All right, hold on. Kate, can you grab me a drink, please?
What there?
And a drink anywhere. I don't water,
Yeah,
whatever.
money. Oh, I thought you wanted a drink at the store.
No. Something like right now. I don't care what it is. Matter of fact, bring me that Arizona and the CBD. I gotta take it. Yeah. I'm a mumble rapper. So look, this is this is what it is, dude. When you're in a relationship, there's a revolving door. It goes in, it goes out, right?
Like piece of shit coming
At
out your
any
asshole.
at any point in a relationship, you can decide, I need to end this. It's not going well. I don't like the way you treat me. Whatever it is, right? Your mom is a terrible person. Yeah, whatever. I mean, your mom is just.
My mom is my mom.
Your mom is, as the kids say, extra for no reason. Jen's mom is extra for no reason, bro. We don't know
Well,
why.
I mean, I don't mean to brag. Which, okay, what the fuck would I brag about?
Your
that?
mom is too, bro. Fuck. Your mom.
Extra.
For real.
She's like rich extra. But she's really poor. I mean, she grew up poor, but she thinks that she has way more money than everybody else.
Yeah.
The rich people.
Yeah.
Amanda's family, his family, they would both try to one up each other.
They would. They would. Look, dude.
Well, she said I can't hear her.
She said
What's
that her friend, I'm not going to say, you know who I'm talking about. That Puerto Rican, that Puerto Rican, that don't sound racist. The Puerto Rican girl that I was talking to you about a few weeks ago.
Is that the one I talked to, but she told me to go fuck myself?
No. That's a different one. That's a
Okay.
white bitch from the neighborhood. Fuck her.
My lesbian friend.
Oh yeah. The girl with the kids I told you about.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
say her
Go
name.
ahead.
Don't say her name. Yeah. She was talking about her family, and I'm only saying don't say her name. Like I don't care. It's just for the sake of legal purposes. We don't say names on this podcast. But she was saying that because her family is bougie, but they're really dirtbags. Like they're white trash, but they got money because the dude owns a company. Your mom is bougie, but she's the dirtbag level. Like I'm a dirtbag, like in the sense that like she didn't come from money. She came from the lower class just like we did. But because she made it to America, you know, I'm better now. I'm better than you.
No, Kevin.
I'm better than
She
you.
married
Well,
somebody.
Well, she was, when back when we owned the pizzeria. Now she's like, she probably still thinks she's better than everybody, but it's whatever.
Yeah, Jen just said the same thing you did. But getting back to relationships real quick. What I'm telling you is simply this. Okay, I want you to imagine on my shoulder, there's a door, right? And now that door always is there. It's always there. Now, if you're in a good relationship and you're enjoying yourself, don't lie. Let's all be honest. We're putting our cards out on the table. I've been fucking the same woman for 15 fucking years. But there are days where she'll tell you, and I will tell you independently and separately, even on good days, there are sometimes. Oh, please. Well, you know, there are days that you look at that door and you go, at least I know I can if I want. At least I know I can leave if I want to, and sometimes that's enough. On days that she drives me fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, in a marriage you can also leave. You'd be like a fucking dick if you had kids.
No, but
you can leave.
You can and you can't. Because look, here's what I'm saying to you. The pressure of marriage, I don't think always comes from within the relationship. It comes from people outside of your relationship pressuring you to get married. That's where that shit comes from. Because for years, 2 Christmases ago, my cousin Jen, I love her to death. She's a great human being. Don't get me wrong. But she says to me, so when are you getting married? I said, I looked her dead in the face. I said, never. She said, and I quote, if you don't, well, obviously you don't love her then. Because if you loved her, you would marry.
Yeah, I hate that. That's like that's like a thing saying, well, if you really loved her, you put a baby in her.
Exactly right. Well, you know what I say to that? I looked at her dead in the face, bro, at a Christmas party in front of everybody, and I said, "Look around this room. You know what you see? Alcoholics and divorcees. We're not that because we're not getting married. Like you do. I've seen the way that this goes. There's one of my uncles. I'm not gonna say who. One of my uncles. I swear to God on everything I love in this fucking world. Growing up for my entire life, that man lived in a garage. Not because he didn't own a house. He owned a house. He hates his wife so badly, he lives in a fucking garage. So he doesn't have to spend time with her. But they're married.
Are you serious?
Yes. I'm serious. But they're married. And they love each other. Why do I want to put her through that? I'll be honest with you. I tried. I thought that's what you were supposed to do. I was raised up that after you fucking really, if you really give a fuck about somebody, and I'm not talking after 3 months or 6 months. I'm talking after, even I did it too soon. I did everything too soon, but that's besides the point. After a couple of years, if you really click and you think about getting married, honestly, think about it. You have to really question, are you willing to put your relationship through that those fucking balls, bro? I can't. If you could,
What he says?
he said, if you could, would you though? If you had no concerns, would you do it? Me personally, I would. But that's because I believe in the institution that is marriage for everybody. For lesbians, for gay guys, for straight men and women. I believe it for every transgenders, whatever. If you love the person you're fucking with and you want to put a ring on their finger, then god damn it, this is America, and you should be fucking allowed to do that if you want to. If you want
This is America. This is America.
Yeah. Like, look, I would personally, but that's because I honestly feel like that would be a big deal to me, though. Like, I'm a bitch, dude. I cried at my brother's wedding because I'm a pussy. I don't cry at funerals, but I cried at his fucking wedding like a bitch. I'm in the back trying to hide tears like, I can't believe I'm fucking crying right now. What a fag I am. You know what I mean? And he's laughing at me. He's the one getting married. And I'm crying for him like, yo, it's such a bitch. But I was happy for him in that moment, you know? So, like, marriage still means something to me. But if I have to choose between being married and honestly, quoted Jadakiss again, if I could, in the Catch and Release song that he just put out, he said, "We ain't doing no long-term contracts, just a month-to-month lease." That's what we got going on here. Me and Jen are month-to-month for 15 years. But that's why it works. That's why it works. Because once you get married, dude, that doorway goes away. And it's not because you can't get divorced. It's because of the judgment of the people that surround you. The people who will talk behind your back.
I'm actually about to switch to my PC. But if you're unhappy in marriage, who gives a shit about what other people think? You know what I mean? Like this is why so many people are unhappy with everything. You know what I mean? Because you're right. There's pressure from other people. It's like, oh, you need to get married. Oh, okay, I guess I have to. But then, but then, due to desperation, you settle for the man or woman. You settle for somebody, but then, like 6 months down the line, you're miserable.
Yeah, somebody you don't you settle for somebody you don't want, or even worse, you You rush into the fucking marriage because you think that you really care about this person, but you made the biggest mistake of all. What is the
I mean,
biggest?
yeah. My cousin actually did that. He settled for the woman he's with. He's got 2 kids with her, and I guarantee you, he's a captain. I guarantee you, he spends he spends as much time on the road or in the air because he's a captain as possible, so not to be near her. He loves his kids, obviously. Just
I hope he starts every day bursting into their rooms and he just screams, "Are you ready, kids?" And they go, "Aye, aye, Captain." And then
okay. I'm gonna switch to PC. I'll be right back. Hold on, just 2 seconds. Not even waiting a minute.
Okay. Now I know when I switched yesterday, I got hardcore feedback from the mic, so I'm gonna mute you until you come back in because I made that mistake yesterday. But look, that doorway will go away. I've mentioned this before. When you get married, it's the people that are around you that put the pressure on you to stay in that relationship. Look, I'll tell you a true story because both of these people are dead. And oh shit! Oh fuck! You all right? You okay? Huh? Oh my god! She just sneezed and she hit her face hard as fuck on the floor, man. You all right? You all right? Yeah. Hurt a little bit. Fuck, shit. That would suck if every time you sneezed, you had to worry about hitting your face to the floor and you can't control it. Then on top of that, you have to sniff everywhere before you can pee or take a dump. What kind of life would that be, dude? It's terrible. I see you.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to say something to what you just said about the cat. Like my dog has done that for years. Like I did, when that happened, it was like, "Are you okay?" But they seem to be okay. Their head seems to be stronger than we give them credit for because they go in, they go achoo, and then and then they hit their head on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you okay?
Yeah, like they do it like it's nothing. Like I would imagine, like the strength to which she just slapped her face on the floor would be like if I just punched her in her head. Seemed pretty hard. I mean, maybe it isn't because they're just kind of used to it. Plus, their mouths are. That's basically how they get all their work done. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's designed to be able to take an impact like that. But I don't think so.
But to go back because we're having 50 conversations and and going all over the fucking place.
Mhm.
But to go back to like relationships, right? It's like when they do say that when you love someone, you try to put up with with each other's flaws, and to some extent it's true, but there is a point when you get to a point where the person you're with is abusive, is a prick, you know what I mean? He embarrasses you in front of people, has emotional outbursts.
Bro, why
know
you
what I mean?
putting my business out in the street like that?
Fuck you. In general, like, dude, my fucking cousin, like he's still alive. I was gonna say God rest his soul, but he's still alive. It's like Jesus Christ, the shit he went through with his wife, like the woman is just Jesus Christ. It's just.
Look, dude, I've seen it. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen 80-year-old couples walk around together saying that they love each other as much as they did the first day they met, whatever. And that's cute and shit, but that's not real life. When how you're in love, dude? When you've spent the better part of a day thinking about where you would dump the body if you decided
I knew that's where you were going. I fucking knew.
Bro, anybody that's been in a relationship for more than a year, if they tell you that they don't stop and think about what at minimum beating the shit out of their partner, they're lying to you. That's just what it is. Now you could say, well, you're not mentally fit. So what do you know about a normal relationship? And you would be right. But I mean,
But what the fuck? What the fuck does being mentally unfit or mentally ill or whatever the fuck we are have to do? Like, you're in a relationship, okay? You've been with the same girl for 15 years. Like, you've been in one relationship, like, long term one. You know what I mean? Like,
Like this has been tough, dude. Like it's been hard. People think people bump into, we talk to people all the time, bro. We'll bump into somebody and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you guys are still together after all of this time." And like it's not easy because they're like, "Oh, that's so cute," or you guys are so cute together, whatever. Like, dude, it's not at all what you think it is. The only difference between our relationship, I feel like, and the average relationship is we can have it out. We can have it out and fucking it can get really ugly. But I mean, it always winds up.
Like, okay, the reason, and like, obviously I could be wrong, but in every relationship is different due to people having different personalities or whatever. But the reason why I think my boyfriend and I will get along greatly for the most part is that a friend of mine, has been with the same guy for like 2 years. And the most argument they've had is my friend's boyfriend not wanting to live on a spaceship. That's the most argument they had. They get along great.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
some people do have those relationships. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. For a long time, me and Jen were like really toxic for each other, dude. But that's because we both have. Look, I'm bipolar, manic depressed, fucking paranoid personality a little bit by like my regular nature. She's bipolar, fucking depressed, schizophrenic, split personalities, whatever the fuck it is. So you never know who you're gonna deal with. And unfortunately, some days I wake up with a fucking attitude and I don't even realize that I'm being shitty, right? Just because it doesn't feel like it. It's just coming off that way. And then she takes it a certain way. And then it's over. We're off to the fucking races all day. We'll be screaming at each other all day.
But then don't forget, she reminds you constantly. You remember that argument we had that Tuesday with me wearing slippers and feeding the cat? Like,
yeah.
Shit like that.
Wild, bro. It's annoying. I hate that about her, but I've told her that like she has to correct it, like how you just did before. That's not what I said. I said this. She does that with everything, bro. Do you want to hear something fucked up? I'm gonna tell you something fucked up. Here's some real relationship shit, dude. Here's some real 15-year relationship shit, right? I'm about to fuck this girl. I swear to God. I should die right now.
On air? Is that what you gotta?
No, not right now. I mean, the other day, I'm about to stick my dick in her, bro. Literally. I'm hovering outside. Like, I'm not waiting to get the signal to go in. I'm working. I'm working. So, whatever. Right before I go to, do you believe, all right, a friend of mine is throwing pictures all over Instagram, right? And she's trying to catch somebody. I don't know who. I never met the guy. Me and her don't talk often, but we do talk occasionally. So, she put up a photo and she was like, hashtag I look like shit without a filter. So I commented to her, bring back the OG pictures with no filter on them, right? Because too many women do that. She does it, and then she tags me in the photo, and she goes, are you happy now? So I hit her up in the private messages, and I'm like, dude, who are you? Like, I know you're trying to get somebody. Like, I was going to write to you, I would be happy when the next photo that you post is with whoever you're trying to go after, right? But I didn't want to put her business out in the street like that, because if this dude doesn't know that she is into him like that, I don't want to blow her spot up, whatever the situation is, right? So I have this conversation with her, and I'm telling Jen about this because, if she sees it, it's gonna look horrible. There's no There's no way around. You can't really explain that away. So I tell her the whole situation, and she's like, "Oh, okay. So you're fucking this bitch on the side, huh? Well, if you're getting nude photos, you better share them with me. What the fuck? Like she's breaking my balls, dude." This goes on for some time. Now we're talking about the next day, hours later, the next night. I'm about to fuck this bitch, bro. In the middle of fucking her, tell me how she's gonna be like, she's talking shit to me about this girl, dude. While I'm in the middle.
Was this the other day, or was this a couple years ago?
Yes. She's talking shit, dude, to me. I'm legitimately losing my heart on. Like it's bugging me because she's talking shit. She thinks it's hilarious, but in my head now, I'm like, she really believes like I'm trying to fuck this bitch right now, which is not the case. If I was trying to fuck this girl, I would just say, I'm trying to fuck this girl, and that would be the end of it. But I'm trying to help her get laid. There's a difference. Like, but she's bringing it like that's real shit, dude. You've been in a relationship maybe too long when she's talking shit to you about other women, breaking your balls while you're fucking her. And I don't know if that means that my dick game is no good, or maybe she's been faking it all this time. Who knows?
Yeah.
But to get back to the original thing was, when you get married, that door goes away. And I think that fucks a lot of people up. They get nervous. They get scared. Because they go, in a relationship, we could break up. But a divorce is paperwork. Let's say in a fantasy world, even if you don't have other people around you who are pushing you to get married, right? Let's just say it's you and one other jerk off of whatever gender you choose. And you motherfuckers decide to go and get married, right? Before that, it's all puppy dogs and rainbows and everybody loves each other. And the second you sign that piece of paper, when you go home that night, after the honeymoon is over, you lay in bed, you stare at the ceiling, and you think to yourself, fuck, what did I do?
Well,
What did I do?
Here's my question, because this always kind of confused me. What is the difference between getting married and eloping?
I think eloping is something that you do secretly, like if you're trying to do it in a hurry, which is why I think a lot of people do it that way. Like, oh, we're going to run off. I met this girl at a bar. I'm going to run off and marry her, even though I don't know anything about her. And then when I wake up in the morning, I find that her dick is 2 inches bigger than mine, and I made a fucking mistake, right? Like,
no. If you were me, like, score.
Yeah,
If you were me, of course, but you, like, what the fuck? No.
I'd be like, oh no, this is terrible. We got the wrong. Oh shit.
I'm not into that.
Yeah,
But
no,
then, yeah,
man, I didn't want the stick shift.
Yeah, no, but then you spend time with her and you start falling in love with her and you're like, well, shit. Like, come on, man. You wouldn't fall in love with someone like that if you spend more time with them.
And look,
Like,
I'm sure it's possible, but at the end of the day, a dick is a dick, and I don't like dicks. You know what I mean? So I'm sure I could fall in love with a personality, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be attracted sexually to a person that doesn't attract me. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some real good decoys out there. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I mean, that's what it feels like sometimes. If you get somebody that's really good at their appearance, and I know it probably sounds ignorant as fuck when I put it like this, but from a straight dude's perspective, I think it's real easy to not realize what you're getting yourself into. I mean, actually, I don't even think it's ignorant, because it's proven statistically that more trans people get killed in prostitution situations or like Tinder dates because they're afraid to reveal what their actual sexuality is with the person that they're with. So they fuck around and maybe they wind up catching some dude who's all hormoned up and he's closeted out and he doesn't want to admit to himself that he might be gay or into trans women or whatever the situation is. So then he finds out that this fucking woman has a dick now, and now it's a wrap. He's gonna kill her now because he didn't know. He didn't know that this person had a fucking dick, dude.
My question is, how like one can those statistics be trusted? Because you and I both know numbers can be when numbers don't lie, they can be manipulated.
Right. Well, I
Like,
would imagine that just sounds good to me. And again, I know that's ignorant, but I'm not on your team, meaning transgender people, gay people. I'll wave a flag with you. I will fight for your right to do what you want to do with who you want to do it with. I'm just not on your team. So I'm probably going to say some ignorant shit from time to time, but it's not because I have a dislike for.
you're on my team, big boy.
Yeah, like, see what I mean? Like, dude, the girl,
Dude, I've known you. I've known you for 25 years. I can flirt with you if I want.
right, like, dude, well, there's that, and then there's also the fact that I'm not gonna sit here and lie to anybody. It does kind of bother me that Jen is into women. Why do I need to lie about that? It bugs me. I was raised in a conservative household, so
But just because you were raised in a conservative household doesn't. Okay, let me try again. Just because you were raised in a conservative household doesn't mean you yourself have to be at least completely conservative. You know what I mean?
right.
You can
Well,
have
I mean,
conservative
I
views.
would. I would think, I believe personally, now I might be wrong, but I would imagine that most of my political ideology tends to fall on the side of liberal more so than conservative. However, I find I pick things from different sides, right? So I don't consider myself a right, left, or whatever. I'm an independent, down the middle, at least I try to be. So what I mean by growing up in a conservative household is, unfortunately, there was a lot of racism in my household growing up. Okay, black people were. Look. I'm not proud of having come from this. This is just what it is. Okay, my grandmother told me when I was a kid that if I drank out of the same cup or the same can as my black friend, that I was going to get AIDS. That's a legit story.
That
That's
is.
that's the type of ignorance that we're talking about. Okay, so this is not the kind of household where I'm introduced to gay activity. And I'm not saying everything that I say sounds wrong. Everything I say sounds wrong, but I wasn't. What I'm getting at, dude, is gay sex was bitches licking each other's pussies in porno. That's what it was. That's what I knew about gay people. Like, I didn't meet anybody gay in the wild until I was like almost in my 20s. So, I mean, I knew one kid in high school. Everybody knew he was gay. He denied it, and none of us gave a shit. I didn't even stop to think twice about it. Like, we sat with him and whatever, but I got to switch on my phone. Hold on, you need to go out? You need to go out? All right. Don't bite my nose. We're going. Hold on, I'm gonna have to leave. Let me fucking figure out how am I gonna do this now. Hold on. Fuck. God damn it, some more. All right, let me.
Well, now that he's gone, this is the Midnight Channel. So I'm taking over the channel, so you can all. I don't know. Okay, so hang on a sec. I think I'll be right back too quickly.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear that or no? to my phone, but they don't even see me or hear me, and I can't hear them.
I need you kicking back.
Yeah, stop it. Yo, can you hear me? The fuck? How do I get in the chat?
Oh. I haven't put my back forward, but
Fucking unbelievable. Stupid. Fucking stupid. Come on, bro. Broadcast info. That's not what I want. Get out of that. Asshole. Screaming.
Oh my God, there's two of you.
Can you hear me or no?
Yes, sorry, I stepped away for a minute.
Oh, fuck me. I'm out here yelling into the phone like an asshole, thinking nobody can hear what I'm saying. Yeah.
Sorry, dude. Like, did you call me? Did you call me an asshole just now?
yeah.
Probably.
Well, I said I was gonna go. Oh, you know what? Whatever. At least I didn't leave the stream. Okay, I muted and didn't leave. Okay, so give me that much.
No, yeah, no.
I thought he was
I had to run outside to bring the dog downstairs because she was gonna go right on the floor. So I had to run her outside. So I grabbed my phone and tried to jump on mobilely, but it's being a pain in the ass where it wasn't showing that it was picking up the audio or anything. So I wasn't even sure if you were able to hear this.
Yeah, I can. I just needed to do something.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, but dude, seriously, like, I mean, this is rough because it's not. I said I had to watch exactly wise, but not really. I mean, dude, what I'm telling you is, like, this shit takes time to get used to, and I think, unfortunately, that I was introduced to it. I was forced into it the wrong way. I'm gonna be completely honest.
You're talking about relationships, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yes and no, because, dude, I've had a bad string of them my entire life. They've all been bad. I mean, this one even now is bad at times, but that's just not like the other.
Yeah, I've known you too long enough to know that you've had your ups and downs, and you've had times where I believe you were apart for a bit, right?
Yeah.
Or were you two always together?
No, I mean, but
We
that's
were never together.
shut up. Like, that's the problem is when we go out places. See, this is what makes me want to punch her in the face, bro. Dead ass. Like, I'm not even joking around when I say this. We go out to the bar and a motherfucker will walk out to her and be like, "Yo, so what's the deal?" And I swear to God, she looks over and she's like, "Oh no, you gotta ask him." Bro, this dude is beating your door down trying to hand you a dick, and that is your response? What?
Not like I'm going to take that dick.
It doesn't matter. It's the purpose and the
But that
point
was
of the.
because
It's the
we're-
principle.
But that
It's the
was because of
principle.
years
It's
that
the
we stayed
print.
out.
Nah, it's the principle of the fact, though, man. You can't move around like that. That's no good.
You just left.
All right, that was
But-
the other one. I guess it just automatically booted me out. I don't know
But
why.
that was just fucking messing with the chick that had bipolar. Yeah.
Well, I was talking about that also. You have it. I have it. We both got mental issues. We definitely should not be anywhere near each other. Never mind under the same roof. I would think.
I
I would think that both. Hold on. I would think that that two people with mental issues would be perfect together because because you'd be better able to handle each you'd be able to handle each other, your various flaws and whatever. Ow. You know what I mean? Whereas somebody quote unquote normal, you know what I mean, just couldn't handle it.
Well, you have a point. You have a point, a little bit, like in the sense that okay, like I can deal with it. I recognize what it is. I see it for what it is, and the average person, I don't think, would be able to handle the ups and downs that come along with the mania that comes along with the bipolar. That one day, like this is real, dude.
Yeah, but that's
She's
that's my point. That was my point. But go ahead.
But at the same time, like she's told me, like, bro, there are days that I'm not even sure if I even give a fuck about you, like legit. And we're 15 years in and having this conversation, so you're never safe. She could wake up tomorrow and be like, I don't know why, but something inside of me tells me I need to get as far away from you as possible and shove as many dicks that don't look like yours inside of me.
I mean,
That
okay,
could be
okay, but does that happen, or is there always an underlying reason that that causes that to happen one day? Like I've always wondered about that. Nobody just wakes up and wants to go. There's always something, an underlying issue where the person is like, he wakes up, that's it, I can't take it anymore. I can't, I can't take one more day. Of my husband snoring, or like leaving.
or
Fucking
not giving me an orgasm. Let's talk
that
about the
too.
real shit. Let's talk about the real shit. Like how about I've been with the not me, because if there's one thing I will give myself credit for is I have, and they can say whatever they want. I'm putting everybody on notice right now, internet land. So pay attention and pay attention closely. If you fucked me at some point in your life and you're gonna lie on me and try to say I didn't please you, that's on you, bitch, because you know as well as I do, I never came in contact with a pair of panties that was dry after I left the room. That's all I'm trying to say. But to your point though, dude, there is a point to that. She's had limited experience. That's
I
a fact.
mean, shit, I'm socially awkward. You want to talk about limited experiences?
Well, what I mean is, dude, like she's had. I don't know if she wants me to put this out there, but I'm sure she don't care. She's
No,
only.
I know,
I'm the.
I know what you meant. Okay, you don't have to put it. I know what you meant.
Well, I mean, I will. I don't think she'll care. The point is, though, dude, I'm only the third person, supposedly, that I don't believe that for a second, by the way. Not for a minute. There's been some other shit going on. I already know that. And I have my own conspiracy theories, and we'll get into that when we go back upstairs if that's something you want to talk about. But, I mean,
Yes.
she's had she's had, according to her record, only three. I'm the third person that she's been, on this level with. So there's a lot of shit that she hasn't experienced. There's a lot of dicks that she hasn't seen. So she might wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, dude, I need to go. We've had this conversation. We had this conversation every couple of years, actually, where she'd be like, I don't know, maybe I need to go. Maybe I want to try some shit. Like, I don't know what I want to do. And then she ultimately decides that she does it because of,
Yeah.
STDs and
You know
shit.
what? I need to go check on my dog a minute. I don't know. I mean, my paranoia is saying she's barking. She's crying, but I need to go check. All right, I'll be
All
right
right, go
back.
ahead. Yeah. Just give me a second. Here. Hold on.
Back.
All right. Was it her? Was she barking?
Oh no. She. I thought she was, but she wasn't. Every couple of minutes, I have to go look. Because a couple of weeks ago, she did get her shot she did get her antibiotic shot, and excuse me, she's been pissing less in the house. But I still gotta keep an eye on her because she's pissing in the kitchen. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my dog and all, but I just, Jesus Christ. Sometimes I wish I didn't have a dog.
I get it. It's a lot of responsibility, dude.
Yeah, it's not even just that. Like, well, God damn it. I mean, it is that. It's like, dude, I need to start focusing on school. You know what I mean? Like, I start in September. I want to actually pass this. I want to actually pass this time and finish my computer science degree.
Mm. Well, you should do that. Well, what's stopping you?
I mean, that's the plan. What's stopping me now is the classes. The classes haven't started yet, so I can't really pass the class that hasn't started yet.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, it's also. I'm assuming you were talking about the dog when
Well,
you said that.
yeah, I'll do the best I can. Obviously, you know what I mean. But I also
Yeah.
gotta keep it I guess I'm just worrying about the future. Like, you know what I mean. I'm trying to plan ahead, but at the same time, planning ahead is kind of making me worry. I don't know. It's hard to put into words.
No, I,
You know?
I get where you're. No, no, no. I was I was going to, but I ran out too quick because she needed to go.
Okay. Well, I need to sterilize this hand.
Well, I'll be up as soon as I put this down.
Okay. Can I take her?
Yeah, so I can go on the other side of the street. Dude, don't worry about planning shit that you don't know what's gonna happen yet, because you're gonna plan shit out, dude. You want, like, as cliche as this is, if you want to, you can make a plan all you want, and then you can watch that plan not work out because you spent too much time trying to plan. You just have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That's the same reason. I hate to bring it up again, but we're branding, dude. So I have to do what I have to do. But that's part of the reason why I decided to just make this strong move and make merchandise. Not because I have people to sell it to, but because I'm thinking bigger than what my current position is. If all I did was play to the current position that I'm in, I would never do anything. Ever.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I wouldn't podcast because there's a top 200 iTunes chart that I'm never going to be on. But you know what? Fuck the top 200 on iTunes, bro. What do those people know? I'll tell you what they know. Not a goddamn thing. That's what they know.
Yeah,
They
but
don't know nothing. They wouldn't
yeah,
know.
but isn't that yourself rationalizing as to why you're not on the list?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. You're 100% right. Like, I'm sure if I was on the list, I wouldn't. In theory, if I was on the list, I wouldn't say such things.
It's like the same thing with me. Like, I'm rationalizing it. It sucks, but that's what we do. You know what I mean?
Right, but I mean, I think even if I was on the top 200 list, I would say those people don't know what they're talking about, because the top 200 list is made for the industry. Let's not kid ourselves. It's the same reason why the Grammys exist and the Emmys and the Golden Globes. It's for the industry. It's not for people that really do good. If it was for people that really did well, then how come Denzel Washington didn't win until he played a black crooked cop in Training Day? Why did it take him to do that? To win an award that he should have been already had for John Q, or a number of other movies that I can name just off the top of my head that he should have been won and nominated for? Or how about the fact that The Irishman didn't even win an award? And that is, in my personal opinion, the best and last gangster movie that will ever be made in the way that a gangster film should be made. And they didn't get credit for anything. But they praised the Joker. And you know why they do? Because Joaquin Phoenix was the Joker. If the Joker was played by Edward Norton, you probably wouldn't have got that. It wouldn't have got as much press.
So now, so now that you mention it, I'm trying to imagine what a Joker with Edward Norton would look like. Like,
It would be amazing. It would be amazing because Edward Norton is the fucking man. That's why it would be amazing. American History X? What? I'm sorry, do you need more? All right, let me think. Fight Club? Yeah, just those two alone. And I could continue, but I don't need to. Just those
Well-
two alone should be enough for you to go, oh, yeah, you could do it.
Edward
could do it all
Norton,
day.
Fight Club of American History X. I believe the second Hulk movie, which is part of the MCU. Although for some reason they went with Mark Ruffalo afterwards, it's so weird to think that that the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton is canon to the MCU, but it's got different actors afterwards. It's like,
Bro, how about the movie he played in with Richard Gere, where he was a schizophrenic mental patient who was gaming the system? In the movie, that's what the basis of the movie is about. Is this dude a nut job?
what movie?
Or is he gaining the system?
What movie was it?
I don't know what it's called, but I know he's in it, and I know Richard Gere is in it. You know, the dude that had the rumor about getting a gerbil put up his ass all those years ago.
You do like 10 movies that you're famous for, and then you stick one gerbil up your ass. You're more famous for the gerbil than the movie.
Like the guy made Pretty Woman. Do you have to bring up the gerbil?
Yes.
You know what, man? That's just the way the world works, bro. When I'm dead and gone, people are gonna remember me for something that I probably wouldn't want them to remember me for, like getting ignorant, instead of whatever else. It's just the way that it is.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'll just send it to him.
All right, but give me a second, because I'm about to walk back in my house so we can get this thing back on the rails.
Walk back in my house, in my house, in my house. Walk back in my house, in my house. On a Thursday, I don't know. I'm just trying to spit something.
I get it.
Fuck. Good girl.
I get it.
You get that
But dude, what I was trying to say, I think, well, I don't even know where I should pick the conversation back up at, because when I left, I was saying some heavy shit, but I mean, doesn't make it any less true.
So, okay, you asked me if I knew somebody about somebody that knew psychology, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you go on Twitter, her name is Shannon Q. I believe her DMs are open, and she's busy, so she might not get back to you in time, if ever. But you know what I mean? I thought you could see.
I'm gonna mute myself, but I'm gonna switch back over to the computer. Ow, fuck.
Are you all right there?
Yeah. Takes a lot more than a toilet seat to hurt me. No. That's why the internet went out.
I mean, unless you slam, never mind. I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am a moron from New Jersey. Ow. Tuesdays at Autismo. For reference, that's Friday Nights at Freddy, a spinoff. Or
That's how it happens. Hopefully, is this back on now? All right, I see my.
I'm still here.
Okay. Well, no, I was just making sure that I wasn't getting feedback. I don't know why it does that, but I just closed it out on my phone. And then I left the room and then came back in to keep the stream alive. But basically what I was saying before, fuck, I don't even know. Well, dude, all right, I grew up in a conservative fucking household. I don't know if it was conservative politically. I know it was conservative in the sense that, like, it has to be a certain way. I mean, these are the same people that my grandmother was. She's a
Grandmother, God rest her soul. Sorry, I said God rest her soul.
Yeah. No, I thought you were saying something else.
No. I said God rest her soul. Sorry, I was closing my door, and I'm using the camera mic, which is. Go ahead.
Yeah, but all right. So check this out. Her family is from Sicily, Italy. Her father fought in the World War.
Which one?
To get a fucking green card. I think it was World War II. Pretty sure he fought in World War II to get a goddamn green card, right? Came to America. Brought his family here from Italy. My grandmother comes here and she meets an Irishman, no pun intended. Now, her family says to her, "You're Italian. You date Italians. Do you understand that?" And she says, "But I like this guy." They say,
to their credit, they were kind of right about him, but that's a spoiler.
Right. Well, they basically said, "Look, this fucking Irish Mick is no good. All them dirty Irish people are no good. Don't fuck with them. You fuck with your own kind." Now that's racist as fuck, but it's the truth. And she said, "Fuck you, love conquers all. I'm going to do what I want to do." So you know what they did? They disowned her. Not one person from her fucking family really talked to her outside of her sister, and even that was few and far between because she
Audio messed up. Hello?
internet bullshit. Like, what the fuck? I'm not even on Wi-Fi, dude. What the hell? Anyway, look, they had a couple of kids, whatever. I don't know the statistics of what the relationship was. I can tell you that she was a psychopath. That's a fact. You can get offended if you want. The woman chased me around the house with a butcher knife on a daily basis. I'm not saying I was easy to deal with, but then again, a 60-year-old woman has no business raising a child. But that's not her fault. She did what she had to do to keep me in line, which didn't really work, but that's another conversation for another day. The point being, they had a couple of kids together. He decided that he was going to have a bitch on the side their entire relationship. And for some reason, she decided that she wanted to educate me on this. And this was my opening to relationships. She says, I swear to God, dude, I wish I was making this up, but I'm not. She's like, all women are no good. They're all no good. Don't waste your time. Stay by yourself. You're better off by yourself. So as I'm growing up and I'm getting girlfriends and I'm trying to let these people, let me fuck around with them or whatever, she is not having it because all she can see is her experience happening to me. And because she downloaded all of her fucked up insecurities and everything else into my head, which again is not 100% her fault, but these are not things that should be taught to a child. So she basically is like, don't waste your time. Everybody sucks. Like, I understand it. This dude had a bitch on the side, whatever. She let it slide for a few years. and he just kept doing it. And it got to the point where once it gets public, you have to end that shit. And I told you earlier, they don't believe in divorce. This woman died with that man's wedding band on her finger. They literally took it off of her at the end of her fucking funeral. That's when it left her body. When she passed away before she was buried.
But doesn't that doesn't that cause more stress? Like I would think I would think that that because and hold on, did he get married again?
No. Surprisingly, look, the man did a lot of things the wrong way, and I had beef with him for a long time because I only knew one side of the story. I knew her side.
But don't you have to divorce first to be remarried, or can you be?
Well, no, he didn't. He didn't remarry. He never remarried.
I know. But if he wanted to, he couldn't because he was still married to her.
Right. They would have had to divorce, and that was not a possibility. That's just not the way that things were done. In 2020, it's different. People have different rules and regulations. But when they came up, you married a motherfucker, and that was the end of the story. So even though she married him and he cheated on her, he moved 2 hours away. She stayed down here. My aunt lived with him. My mom stayed with her. The rest is history. She had my aunt had my cousin. My mom decided to go to work and have me for some fucking reason. So now I'm stuck down here. She still has to work. My father is in and out of the fucking picture, visitation, the whole thing. That guy's a fucking mute. Nobody knows what's actually going on, right? So I'm not even here to shit on him. I'm just saying that this is the opening to how it happened. Now I grew up and I watched this at 16 years old. We buried this lady, the woman that has fucking raised me, or at least attempted to raise me. Now I gotta carry, but and you know what? In fairness to him,
You can just talk. I just need help on my shoulder.
all right, well, let me do this first then, because I don't want to.
Because I did my lower back.
Yeah. Ah, shit, I hit them all. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, no, I gotta get my legs.
Yeah. So,
Hey,
yeah.
well, hold on. Look, I hate to do this, but
Kevin.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You got to go.
no, yeah. I hate to do this, but I find my boyfriend finally messaged me after
my
2
legs.
fucking weeks of
Okay.
him just being busy. So
All right. Well, do what you got to do. I appreciate you coming by.
yeah, I figured I'd tell you rather than be like, boop, bye. You know what I mean? Rather than not tell you.
Right. Well, I mean, I appreciate that. And I mean, we'll have to figure out a way to set it up so we can record an episode where we break this down, because you have never been in a relationship. I've been in a series of bad ones. So we have two unique perspectives that we should capitalize on, but we can worry about that for another time. So if you want to,
turns out he can't really talk right now, in voice because he's with his sister. So I guess I can still be on here.
okay, well, whatever you want to do. What I'm basically saying is, even though the guy didn't do things always the right way, he did do one thing that always stuck out to me. When he came to her funeral, his girlfriend did not. I want to say that again. He went to her funeral and his girlfriend did not. Even though everybody there knew that he was with her, it was a sign of respect to not bring her into the funeral home, because that would disrespect her fucking name, and he didn't do that. When he walked in the funeral home, the man took his fucking hat off like a fucking man does. And
But doesn't that show that he still had a thing for her after all these years? Or was he just doing it for show? Like maybe he didn't really respect her, but in order to keep the peace, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
what do you
honestly think looking back on it now, with what I know now versus what I thought then, I believe that he really did care for her. I just think that he was too wild and she was too crazy. He couldn't deal with it. So rather than put up with her attitude and her temper, he just went out and fucked other women, which ultimately just made it worse. But by him doing that, I think he did care. I just don't think they were not a good match for each other. But it was already too late, and these kinds of conversations didn't happen in the open back then. But I mean, he did show some type of respect and maybe even a little bit of remorse. I don't know. I never got to talk to him about it. If we're gonna be completely honest, I told him off when I was really young, and for a long time I didn't want to see him or talk to him because I felt like what he did was wrong. But by me doing that, that was wrong of me because I was too young to understand that there's two sides to every story, and that I shouldn't have just taken what she said as the holy grail and not listen to his side of the story. But you don't have this information at your disposal when you're a child. You only know what you know.
Yeah, and exactly, and it's like the men, or like the mothers or fathers, who try to turn the child, or the children against the other spouse. You know what I mean?
I mean, again, I hate to do it again, but I mean, it's the truth. I'll quote Jadakiss again, which is why he's top 5 dead or alive. Motherfucker said, "A single parent home will raise you to hate your father." That's real shit, dude. And you know exactly, because I've been through it. You've been through it. That's how it works. Even though you didn't grow up in a single parent household, when your parents were on a rough spot, your mom did try to turn you against him, and he tried turning you against her.
I mean, you're not wrong about that. That's literally the thing. So
but they all do it, though. They all do it. You would think.
Oh, okay, you know what? Honestly, I know I have a boyfriend, but maybe there's a kid in the future. I don't know. But but when I have kids, if ever, I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like, you nuts?
Yeah, I gotta get my balls clipped, bro. Honestly, I gotta get my pipe clipped. I have to. It's crazy that I'm walking around with a loaded fucking gun all day, every day, and I shouldn't be doing it.
Just so people don't take him out of context. He's talking about his dick, okay, not an actual gun. Because
yeah,
people would take that out of context and be like, "Holy shit!" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's true though, dude. Like, I have no business dropping loads on people at all. Like, I really don't. I should get that shit clipped, and I would have already, but I'm scared, to be quite honest with you. I'm afraid that they're gonna cut my balls open, and they're gonna cut the red wire instead of the blue wire, and then I don't get hard anymore.
Well, no, see, but vasectomies, basically make you shoot blanks. Like, I think you still come, but
no, yeah, you do. All they do is they separate the pipe that carries the sperm, which is what gets people pregnant, women pregnant, and you still shoot. But well, here's the interesting thing. From what I've read, do it, clip them. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really am going to, but. From what I've read, once you get a vasectomy, even afterwards, directly after you get the procedure done, you still have to, and I don't want to get too graphic because I know this will probably, just having this conversation, upset some people, but you literally, you have 10 rounds still in your body after you get the vasectomy done. So you have to shoot, you have to empty your clip 10 times. And then you have to go back to the doctor, but then they do a sperm count on you to make sure they don't have to go back in and do any other work. I mean, they're supposed to solder your
interesting.
Yeah.
I assume you looked into this.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I mean, I've thought about it for years, and it's not that.
So have I, actually. It just, there's no part of me does want a kid. I don't know, like,
me too. Like, dude, of course there's a look. I've done my fair share in helping to raise children, and they're all gonna turn out bad because I wasn't the parent, so it's not my job to raise these children full time. I can only be around to repair the damage after everybody else is dead if I live that long, hopefully. But I'm not I sucks that I'm in a unique position. This is where self-awareness is very important because I do realize that somebody in my position should not have a child. I mean, for fuck's sake, an hour ago we were talking about welfare and a social security system. That is the last person that should have a kid, and people get pregnant and things happen. And I'm not talking shit down on anybody. Just for me personally, I want to get this done because it's not that I never thought about having a kid or anything like that. It's just I know that's a financial move that even if you save your entire life for it, is still not enough money. So why am I gonna? And plus, I don't want somebody to grow up and watch me decline. Who the fuck am I to put that burden on somebody? I didn't want to watch my grandmother die of breast cancer, but I didn't have a choice. Nobody was there to tag me out. I had to sit in the living room with her while she screamed at the ceiling, praying to God to kill her. I had to sit through that.
Like, that's fucking horrible, dude.
That's
No
real
joke.
shit. That's real shit, dude. And you know, I'm not.
I don't know what I said. No joke. When I was in trouble, you get the point. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, no, it is. It honestly it is. And I'm not saying that because I don't want a pity party, right? I'm not telling everybody to feel bad for me, but I do want.
I mean, it's not. Say. I don't think this is a. This is. I mean, I can understand why you would say that, but it's not.
Right.
Like,
If I worded it differently, then you would see. Well, I only said that just so that it's clear to the people who will hear something like that. And I understand that it is very radical to say something like that. But that was a real situation that I sat through.
Well, I didn't watch him myself, but like I watched one of my uncles like die, but obviously I wasn't with him every day, so I didn't
But it
watch
doesn't
him
matter.
die. But you know what I mean?
It doesn't matter. It does
I
even
watched him die, though.
casually. Even casually, though, you still watch somebody decline like that. That does something to your mental state. Whether you sat there and watched the whole thing from start to finish, or even if you just wound up catching it at the end, it still does something to your mind.
Yeah, honestly, dude, I'm going to sound like a fucking psychopath here or sociopath here, but I miss him, but I just, how do I put this?
I think I know what you're trying to say.
Well, can you put it in words for me?
Basically, what you're saying is you miss him that he's not here anymore, but you're not looking to bring him back to live the life that he was living because he would not have enjoyed it, right? When he was on his decline, that's not quality of life. You want somebody to live who has quality of life, and that's another big conversation that I think should be tackled because too many people have that conversation when it's too late already. You don't want to think about how am I going to leave this world once you get the cancer diagnosis or you find out you have 6 months to live, or God forbid you get in the car
dude,
while you're
honestly,
listening to this.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like real talk here, and obviously we're having real talk. It's like I think about, like, I'm 35 years old, going on 36, and I think about what if I get cancer tomorrow? Like it sucks being 35 and thinking about this shit. It's like what the fuck? Why am I thinking about cancer?
It's because you've hit that age now, dude, where unfortunately we've come to the end of the ride. The fun is over. We're in our 30s. It is a wrap now. I have 1 year.
Well, I mean, not to look for pity, but I've had my childhood stolen. So fuck you, life.
Yeah, me too. I hear you. I spent my childhood in doctor's offices getting poked and prodded, trying to figure out how to fix me. And spoiler alert, they can't. Most of the doctors don't know what the fuck cerebral palsy is, despite the fact that over 50,000 people, the last time I checked the statistics, are born with it every year. Most doctors have no idea what the fuck it is. So you can imagine growing up being brought into back rooms. I still have vivid memories of being placed on a table, and this is going to sound like some X-Files shit, but I'm not making this up, bro. I remember.
Dude, no, hold on. How the fuck does the theme go? Does the theme song go? I can't do it. Like I'm doing that. Do. That's like that's not it. But go ahead. I
All
just
right, well,
want
hold
to
on.
do
Now,
the
if you're
fucking
gonna bring it up, hold on. Hold on. If you're gonna bring it up, I mean, come on now. Who are
yeah,
we?
come on, do it.
Yeah,
Do
you
it.
can't not say it and not play it. Come on now. Fuck you, YouTube. We do what we want on this program.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This ain't the one. It's a bite off, which means we're good. Come on now. Get to it. We don't got all day. There you go.
There we go.
In a back room. Oh my god, I could definitely use that as a music bed and just tell this story and make it completely fucking ridiculous, but I won't. I have a distinct memory, dude, of being brought into a back room and being held down. All right, look, I always say this. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're tough. You're a big, strong man who who stood up to what 20 fucking guys playing basketball.
Well, yeah, but that's ignorant though, dude. I mean, that was just my own. That's my temper. I am a Chihuahua who thinks I'm a pit bull.
You're not wrong. You just described every fucking small dog in the fucking world. Like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah. They think it comes out like, but really it doesn't at all. Like, look at you. You think you're tough.
But that's funny. Yeah, but that's like pretty funny, don't you think? Like.
Well, dude, I'm saying I remember being brought into this back room, dude, and I was held down.
I'm getting your dick sucked.
No, three adults
Pierce your ears.
holding my shoulders down and 4 more holding down my legs because I'm a squirmer, dude. If I don't want to do some shit, all I'm saying is if I go to jail, you're gonna have a hard time raping me because I am not gonna make it easy. I'm gonna shit on myself. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do.
Don't drop the soap.
For real.
Oh, actually, no. Hold on. Have you ever seen what was it? Top Gun. Top Gun 33 and what was that one with the fucking weird, like she had like long legs or whatever? But there was
Naked Gun.
Yeah, I saw. I think it was Naked Gun 33 and a third or something. With this one scene where when where he's getting hot, he's getting hot with his, with this one chick, but she takes her clothes off and she's got like a fucking bent dick or something, and he goes, I remember that scene. That scene. And he pukes in a tuba. I don't know. That scene just stands out to me.
Maybe that's where your sexuality was born, dude.
Probably.
You never know. Hey, man, mine was silk stockings, dead ass. Silk stockings and real sex. Thank you, HBO.
Oh God.
For real. That's how I learned what I know, dude. That's how I learned what I know. I would watch.
You know what? I
learned my shit. I watched real sex.
Do you remember that one that one asshole in class who was like who had like a $10,000 table? Mike something.
Yep, I remember his last name. I
forget him right now, but it doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna write it.
Right.
I know I'm spelling it wrong, but that's definitely his last name.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that fucking asshole. Fuck him.
Wasn't he dating somebody with the initials DC?
Yeah, I think so.
But no. The reason why I bring him up is that I remember him posting a picture of a very attractive trans woman to me, and he's like, like back in high school, it's like, you thought
it was a woman, but there's a big dick in that picture, huh? Right, like that type of shit.
Yeah, like okay. Well, I mean, back then, me being retarded, I was like. It didn't
Ew.
bother me as much, but it's kind. You know what I mean? It was weird. I was an idiot back then.
Like, ew, it's a penis. Ew. I got one of those. No, but I get it. I get it. Of course, you're ignorant, dude. You didn't know. That's all right. Not your fault.
I mean,
You don't gotta learn.
I've always, I don't know. Like for me, thinking back, I've always had a thing for men and women, or girls and boys, whatever the fuck. The
That's fascinating.
terminology. Is,
When did you know? When did you know?
That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head. You know what I mean? I just, it was always, it was always throughout high school. Like I always wanted, I always wanted to, like, oh God, he's never
You
gonna.
wanted to
fucking watch-
experiment. You wanted to experiment.
Well, yeah,
Nothing wrong
but
with that.
I was always afraid to go up to somebody and be like, hey, do you want to fuck?
Of course.
And them
Dude,
going like, what the fuck? Punch you
bro,
in the face.
do you know how many women have my hoodies? Couldn't even tell you. There are women that I went to high school with who I'm pretty sure liked me, but I was so stupid back then that they would be like, oh, I'm taking this. I like that hoodie. I'm taking it. And then they would wear it around the school. And in my dumb brain, I'm like, oh, she just likes my clothes. Like she doesn't, not realizing like, dummy, she took your shit because she wants you to go after her. But I'm stupid.
Well,
So
I mean, it's not even like you say. I mean, it's not even just that. Like back then, I thought about it. I wanted to do something, but me being the way I was, being fat, not being, not being confident in myself. You know what I mean? If I went up to somebody and be like, hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to fuck?
Bro, I'll tell you something. I'm not making this up. I'm gonna sound like such a homo when I say this, but it's the truth, and it is what it is. Okay. I have known Jen my entire life, pretty much. When I moved into 5th grade to Ocean Gate, I met her around town, whatever. We hung out. I even liked her when we were kids, but we fucking drift apart, whatever. Now, I got a class. I still remember the fucking class, dude. It was art class all the way at the opposite side of that new wing they built on Central. You know what I'm talking about, or no? You were already gone by then.
Yeah, no, I don't think, I thank God I left Central because that, like,
Nightmare.
you know what, taking back, I honestly wonder what the fuck happened to the two Russells. I can't remember their last names now, but I remember that there was two
I
Russells.
know exactly who you're talking about. I have seen them both within the last 10 years.
Like I remember one of them had an overbite maybe, or
Yes.
maybe I don't know. Like I'm remembering the two Russells.
Yep, I know exactly you're talking about. I actually met the one dude in a weed house. Ironically enough, that one of my other buddies was running at the time. I don't know where he is now, but I walked in there to go buy some weed. And there he is sitting on the couch. And I walk in and he's like, hey, there's fucking Gimpy, because that's what they called me. Everybody knows that. If you ask around in my fucking old cities about me, that's how they know me. Because these ignorant fucks, they give you a name and it's a rap. Some fucking dick sucker called me Gimpy one time and that was over. Peg leg, stutter walk, the whole thing. You name it, I heard it. You name it, I've heard it. But I walk into this place and there he is. And I'm like, oh shit, look at you. Rebel flag and the whole thing. Still the same guy. Last time I seen him, he was all right. Like we talked. We weren't cool in high school because, I was the loser kid that everybody would beat up on because I was handicapped. And he was a fucking redneck who hung out with sister fuckers. Not really. But in my dumb head in high school, I thought everybody
Okay, here's how I separate the two of them: the good-looking one and the not so good-looking one. Which one did you mean?
That is hilarious, bro. Because that other dude looks like a dog, bro. He looks like a dog, dude. He got a long face. He looks like a fucking beagle. You ugly motherfucker. And he thinks he's hot. Yo, you know that dude tried fucking Jen?
What? When? What the
Bro,
fuck?
in the same way, I swear to God, bro, this dude had everybody in his house, man. Had everybody in his house. I tried tipping him off All right, quick story before we and I'll go back right to it. I walk into this kid's house one night, right? And
Yeah.
everybody, this dude has 12 heads in his house at all times. There's always at least 2 blunts in rotation. One of them might even be a woo banger, but that's not my style. I don't get down with the woo bangs. That's when you mix cocaine and weed together. That's for the crazy people in the neighborhood. I'm not with all that. But anyway, we walk into this room, right? And there's heads everywhere. And they're passing around a bunch of blunts, and we're sitting and talking. And these 2 dudes come walking in. And I lean over to the owner of the house, and I say to him, I go, dude, those guys are cops. And he looks at me.
Yeah, dude. I was actually thinking about about this story. I was gonna say, you should tell that story, but then you were telling that story, so.
Bro, I look over at this, and I know you heard this 100 times, and people that know me like, all right, go get kidnapped or something, bro. Has something interesting happened to you? Borrowing that line from Chris Rock's Bigger and Blacker in 1997, I think. But either way, I'm sitting next to this dude, and I lean over to him, and I whisper to him like, yo, those guys are cops. And he laughs at me out loud, and he says to the 2 guys, bro, do you believe this dude thinks that you're cops? Everybody's asshole in the room shut at once. And these 2 dudes.
Okay. Even I'm with as socially awkward as I am, even I would never say, like, what? It's just like that goes beyond autism. That goes beyond autism. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because this dude is like, these guys are my friends. There's no way. But he's dumb, so right, everybody's his friend. Like, I get it. Some people are like that. Jen is one of those people.
Wait, hold on. We're talking about the ugly Russell, right?
Well, we're gonna get to him in a second. This is unrelated to that because it's in the same household. But I wanted to tell that story. I
thought it was one of the Russells that that did this.
No. But we'll get to that. So I lean over and I tell this dude, those 2 dudes are cops. He's like, yo, can you believe these dudes are cops? Like every movie you've ever seen, bro. These 2 dudes stop like they're in the middle of the Reservoir Dogs. You know that scene where Tim Roth comes out of the bathroom with the bag of weed when all the cops are standing in there with the drug dogs? That's what this was.
I never seen Reservoir Dogs. Like
oh my god, bro, you have to see it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I know. There's a lot of things I have to say. Trust me.
Yes, you do. But so these 2 dudes pause, and I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you've trained. I don't care how good your poker face is. If I call you out on some shit, your eyes will give you away every time, dude. Every time. And when he said that shit, those 2 dudes froze and looked at me like, how does this motherfucker know? And they were like, well, why would you think that? And I'm like, you want me to be honest with you right now? And they were like, yeah, this should be interesting. Let's hear it. Now, not real. I know these dudes are cops, right? They all think that I'm just a paranoid, crazy lunatic who doesn't know what he's talking about. So I go, dude, when y'all walked in, the speakers that were behind us picked up on your microphones, and there was a slight feedback when you walked into the room. So I know you guys are mic'd up, and only cops wear mics, not to mention your clothes and your haircuts. You're trying too hard. So I said,
I love you, man. That is some autism shit right there. That is some Rain Man shit right there. That is some Rain Man shit there. Like, holy shit.
Bro, so I say, all right, dude, you know what? I already made my purchase. I got my bag of weed in my pocket. I'm going to pass this blunt over to the guy sitting next to me. And I'll go, Jen, let's go, man. Come on, let's go. She's like, I don't understand what the problem. And I'm like, come on. And when I don't know how to explain it to you, but there's a certain, when serious shit is going down, if you've been in a relationship, if you're siblings with somebody or even family or best friends, after you've been around with somebody for a certain period of time, if they get a certain tone in their voice, you know shit's about to hit the fan. So I looked at her and I was like, we gotta go. And she was like, all right, I'm gonna ask questions, but I like, you can ask questions on the way out. We're leaving. And she's the driver. So I'm like, all right, you can stay here if you want. I'm out. I'm going home. I don't know what you want to do, but she's like, all right, fuck it, let me take this dickhead home.
Bro.
And I'm like, bro,
Oh,
I
wait,
get in the car.
I want to. Okay, I have so many fucking questions, but go ahead, finish.
Like, dude, I get in the car with her. I'm like, yo, those dudes are cops. And she's like, I mean, maybe. I think you're being paranoid, right? So, end of the story. Here's the end of the story. It's a couple weeks later. We wind up, and this is true. Believe what you want. Believe what you want. This is 100% true. Hand to God, dude. We go to this dude's house to do like we always like. We're not talking big weight, dude. Like I'm picking up maybe an eighth or a quarter because we're smoking it ourselves, right? I'm not selling it. This dude is not my connect. When I was in the weed game, this dude was not my connection. I had a separate connection outside of him because you do not do business with family and friends. That's what got me fucked. So if you're dealing drugs right now, I'm not co-signing your decision. But if you're going in business with your family and friends, just save your bail money. That's all I'm trying to say. Because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Do not mix family, friends, and the drug business together. But I'm like, yo, those dudes are cops, whatever. So we wind up going back a couple of weeks later, and they're like, yo, you were tripping the other day, right? We go inside. He closes the door behind us. Not 10 minutes after we're there, there's a light knock at the door like that, right? Dude has cameras. His whole house is cameraed inside and out. So anybody, he's like Scarface, dude. How Scarface had those cameras in his office is how this dude has his house, bro. He sees everybody and everything. It was the sickest setup I ever seen in my life. But
like I actually, I truth be told, I actually want something like that.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Even if you're not dealing drugs, I mean, that's the way to do it.
Obviously, it's for security reasons. Obviously, it's to be like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, have it outside. You see somebody who like, like that's something I've always wanted to have. Like, ever since I was little, like I wanted my own house with cameras everywhere.
Definitely.
Obviously, not the bathroom because.
Well, I mean, you would have to. The problem is, we'll get to. I want to get back to this, so put a pin in that for a moment.
Yeah.
But we walk into this dude's door, and you could think what you want. Again, I have no reason to lie to anybody. These are true stories. You could do with them what you will. The dude shuts the door behind us. We're talking for about 5 minutes. There's a light knock at the door. Dude checks his cameras and goes, "Get in the fucking bathroom. Don't make a noise." No matter what it's like a movie, bro. He's like, no matter what you hear, don't come out that door for anything and hide best as you can. So we're like, oh, fuck, shit's going. This is either a really big deal or like somebody's coming to rob you. Something is happening. So we come to find out the cops are raiding his fucking house and we're in the bathroom. We're in the bathroom.
How the fuck do you get out? Just, go ahead.
Bro, they went in. The only reason why they knew this dude was selling weed, apparently he'd been under surveillance for a little while. They knew he was selling weed. That's not what got him popped. Apparently, one dude that was living in his house who liked to partake on the woo bangers was apparently moving some powder or some pills. Something was happening. So that's what caused the raid to come down. They knew who they were going after, where they were going, and what they were getting. So they went in, grabbed what they wanted, and they got out, right? Like, so when they left, we fucking got the fuck out of there. I can't tell you how we did it. I don't know how it just luck sometimes happens, dude. But I mean, I know my fucking instincts is what I'm getting at here. That was the whole point. To get back to this other fucking Russell character, like I was telling you earlier, this dude actually tried fucking Jen, which is hilarious because consider. Oh, I want to turn my camera on because I want you to look at me when I say this, bro. I am not a confident man. I do not believe that I am attractive in any sense of the fucking word. But I will tell you this, God damn it. I will tell you this. You put me up against that motherfucker and I'm winning all day, hands down, no questions asked. I'm
So
a
dog
smoke
face.
show compared to this
Yeah,
motherfucker.
so dog face Russell.
Yes.
Okay.
He tries fucking Jen behind my back because apparently that's the move. Now everybody knows she's a half a fag, right? So people are this is getting real deep in the murky waters or fucking relationship.
Well, hold on. Like, I wanted to ask something. So, would you prefer that if he asked you if he can fuck? Because you said he wants to fuck Jen behind your back,
Right?
But if he came to you and be like, hey, Kev, can I fuck Jen? You would be
I'd
like,
probably
no.
Yeah, I would tell him to go fuck his mother. But it's a respect. It's a respect thing. It's a man thing. You don't go behind my back and do some foul shit like that, right? Like there's a difference between I haven't always moved the right way. I've done some bad things in my life, some of which recently, whatever, we all make bad decisions, but you don't move on somebody else's fucking partner, dude. You don't do it. You don't do it. It's not something that you fucking do. Unless you were raised by dirtbags, and then that might be something that you do. Which he tried, which is hilarious that he thinks that he could even hang with me. Never mind looks, bro. I'll guarantee I got this motherfucker beat in every sense of the word. I'll guarantee you without even measuring. And my dick is probably bigger than his just because, of course I'm going to say that. I got a biased opinion. But I mean, I know that I'm obviously better looking than that dude with my fucked up teeth. So I don't know what you want to do. I might look like a homeless junkie at times, bro. But you clean me up, and I'll Mr. Steal your girl, bro. Don't fuck with me. I'll clean up, dude.
Well, okay. Here's a question for you: do I look cute or handsome or whatever the fuck?
Ugh. I mean,
fine. You know what? Forget I asked. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
It's not. Okay, it's not that you want me to be real honest with you right now? You want me to be real honest with you right now?
I mean, I expect that from you since I've known you for 20 years.
All right. I think you could do a better job cleaning yourself up, keeping a shave, growing your beard out, whatever you want to do. I don't think that you this is going to sound so bad, but whatever. I don't think that you take care of yourself, and I'm not saying you're dirty, but I don't think that you take care of yourself well enough for somebody to look at you and go, he's a handsome dude. But that's because you don't look at yourself that way. You know what I mean? Like if you were going out somewhere, if I wanted to bring you to a wedding for some reason, I'm sure we could clean you up, put you in a suit, and you would look sharp. But if every day, if you're walking around with sweatpants and a plain t-shirt, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think you have untapped potential as far as, obviously you're heavy, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? He said, nope. Your favorite guy is back, bro.
Okay, jarhead. Screw. You know what? I'm not gonna just. But no. Like the reason why I ask is because a lot of people have said, well, if you lose weight, you'll look handsome. Well, okay, that's true. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I would like to see what you look like thin. I've never seen you thin. I've only seen you.
Dude, trust me. So do I. you and God.
Yeah, really though. After you were born, that was it. You're like, where's the fridge, motherfucker?
Did I ever tell you
that you were my hero?
What?
I'm sorry. I said when you said did I ever tell you, I said that you're my hero, and then I was gonna follow up with you're everything I would like to be.
Jesus Christ! you
No,
fucking
I could
dick.
fly higher than an eagle.
No,
I think
okay,
that's the
okay,
word.
okay. Shut the fuck up, dude.
You're the wind beneath my wings, dude.
Okay,
That's
you
all.
know what? I'm gonna leave. Bye.
No, like, go ahead, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, okay, okay. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know if I ever told you, but when I was 3 years old, there was a time where I wouldn't eat. You know what I mean? My mom forced me to eat. You know what I mean? Now. Oh, I gotta look at this in a second. Now, I can't.
Stop it. Who's sending you dirty photos, you fucking dog?
I'm
Huh?
not doing anything. I'm just trying to say now you could argue that that the reason why. Hey guys. That the reason why I can't stop eating is because some Freudian thing of oral fixation. I need to have food in my mouth because
So
I've
that's
been
what they
forced to
call it.
eat.
Man.
Like, you know what? It's funny. My sister's never had this problem. You know what I mean?
Bro, what the fuck? I've had this Celine Dion song stuck in my head for a fucking week.
I don't have a Celine Dion tattoo. At least not yet. Although since being albino, I really can't get tattoos.
Bro,
Unless-
my head has been littered with Titanic's My Heart Will Go On and some other song that this asshole sings that I, under protest, will not listen to. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it.
There's nothing out here.
God damn
Sorry.
it. And I know, dude, I know the whole, bro, I don't know why this asshole is singing on a boat in the middle of my fucking head, but for some reason, it's in there. It came into my head at like 3 o'clock in the morning when I was taking a piss, and now it's just every once in a while, it's almost like somebody has a megaphone and they have it on a boat, and it just goes in a circle, and you hear it from far away, and as it gets closer, it gets louder, and then it goes farther away again, kind of like I'm doing right now with my voice, like that. Like it's all day, dude.
Yeah.
This asshole is singing inside of my head. I don't like that song. I don't like this lady's voice, but for some fucking reason, that song is in my head. And there's another one that she sings. I don't even know what it's called. I know it's not from the Titanic, but it's another song of hers that is very popular.
I think I know what it is. You've been my eyes when I was blind.
Yes, yeah.
I love that song. Fuck off.
Wait, no. That's Leanne Rhymes, I think. I think that's Leanne
No,
Rhymes. That's a different
I
one.
think that's still Celine Dion.
All right, hold on. We're gonna look it up. We're gonna look it up because I'm curious. I'm curious now. Let's see what this anorexic asshole has to say for herself.
Oh wow,
I'm joking. I'm sorry. Don't cut yourself. I'm only kidding.
Like what the fuck?
Not you. I'm talking to her. I don't know where she is in her career. I'm just joking around, man. You know, Titanic was a long time ago.
True.
All right. So, yeah, my heart. Well, there it is. It's all coming back to me now. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. I'm going to listen to this afterwards.
I'm not doing it, bro. I refuse.
Hold on. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Post the song in here.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. All right, hold on. Which one? My heart will go on, or it's all coming back.
It's all coming back to me now.
All right, I'm clicking it.
It's all coming back.
Just that piano in the beginning. All right, hold on. I got it. Share, copy, link. The bane of my existence, bro. Batman.
Yeah, well, Immortal Technique is the vein of my existence. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I love the guy.
Yeah. Listen to the song Immigrant by Led Zeppelin, and you'll drive the evil spirits right out of your crazy head. I will save that for the YouTube channel because, believe it or not, I'm walking on air, and I don't think that I've ever heard that song before. Now, I may have and not even know.
Like, you know what? This has been beautiful. This has been interesting, but I'm going to go and make out with a. No, actually, no. I was going to say a pill. Never mind. I'm going to fucking leave.
You're gonna stick your dick into something that's lukewarm, which will probably be your palm after you spit on it.
Fucking dick.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with a little USA made lotion, yeah. I mean, I'm a dry jerk myself, dude. I don't know what you do.
Yeah. Well, it's never mind. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Bye.
Don't pull it too much or you'll go blind.
What?
I said don't pull it too much or you'll go blind.
Fuck off. Fucking dick. I'm leaving.
All right. Yeah. That should not have been the last thing I said. Now, if he has a heart attack in the middle of jerking off, I'm going to feel bad. But what can you do? So, listen, since you're here, I'm going to show you what this show is about. Look, this is the first piece of merchandise right here. Laughing at Birds podcast. Now, these will be available as they are made. What does that mean? Somebody explain it to me, please. No problem. What that means is, basically, we're not just going to make t-shirts or hoodies or long sleeves to just sit around and collect dust. I know we don't have that many people that are following this shit or into it or whatever. So this is just a nice thing that I thought I would do. Really not even for the podcast. To be completely honest with you, the reason why I'm doing this is because she has a talent. And unfortunately for her, my podcast is the venue that is going to be highlighting her talent, right? Now, I've been around for a while. I've seen a lot of shit. I've heard a lot of shit. One thing I have not seen is somebody make affordable merchandise handcrafted by an independent artist. What do you want to do is the real question you have to ask yourself. Do I want to go to Walmart and do I want to buy that shirt that has a Nike swoosh on it because it says Nike? Do you want to buy Polo? That's your business, dude. All I'm saying is, why give your money to Ralph Lauren when you could keep fucking an artist, Eden, right? Why wouldn't you do that? Even if you hate my fucking guts, dude. Even if you hate my guts, this is not about me. It's not about me. This shirt is just a happy side effect. That's all. And no, it's not done yet. This is the first one. We're still working on it. But you can hit the Instagram at Laughing Birds Pod. In theory, if you wanted to, you could go on that page, look around, pick out a design that you like, and you could get that shit painted on a shirt or a long sleeve or a hoodie. You could do that if you wanted to. Now, I'm not here to press anybody to do anything they don't want to do. I just want to put the word out to you that I have looked out into the world, and my friends, I have to be honest, I don't like what I'm seeing. To be quite, I don't hate your guts, I hate your mouth. Me too. Leave the kids alone. You're not wrong, dude. Bro, look, honestly, I hate my mouth too, bro. So bad. Look, if I make it in this world, and by make it, I mean that I could afford to get myself put under, to get some fucking fake teeth put in, I will 100% do that. I cannot do it without being put under. But that's later on. We get 1 million subscribers and everybody is kissing our ass because we're the shit. We already know we're the shit. Not me. I said we, meaning us. All of us, because we do what the fuck we want, because that's what time we're on right now. That's what we're doing right now is called gangster shit. What does that mean in 2020? Well, it doesn't mean that I'm carrying a gun around and I'm robbing people or even that I'm running a major crime syndicate of any kind. All that means is I have an idea and God damn it, I'm going to pursue that idea. I turn this microphone on. Here I am like 84 episodes deep and counting. I don't know if this shit's gonna go anywhere. I'm just trying to do some coolest shit and support independent art, bro. That's all. That's all. I've been a hip hop fan. I carry a gun. Of course you do. Of course you do. I would have it no other way, bro. You should carry a goddamn gun. Springfield XD9. That sounds official. I'm gonna look that up right now. I bet you I've never seen it. I'm assuming it's a rather large handgun. That's why I did this. Doing this tells you all you need to know about me, which is that I'm clearly not a gun owner. But Springfield. XD9. Woo! Yeah, that motherfucker. Well, no, that's a HS2000. That's not the right one. Is that it? Yeah. Here we go. Let's take a look. I don't know anything about guns. Whoa. Bro, can I ask you a question? Why are all guys that are into guns, like, they have this energy about them? I don't know if the gun gives you that. Like, if you get excited because it's so, and I'm not even joking. Like, they have this energy about them, this very excitable energy. Is it because you in your hand you are holding a fucking death machine, bro? You know what I mean? Like whether you, and I'm not saying that guns are bad. Let me just put this out on the table so that I make sure to sell absolutely nothing at all. Let me put this out on the table. I'm pro gun, dude. I do not own a gun. I have no plans on buying a gun. But I believe that you should be able to own a gun if you are responsible. That should be your right. You should be allowed to do that. I have no issue with it at all whatsoever. It's the people that get crazy and do dumb shit. But people are going to do that regardless. That's not everybody's fault. So what? Because one Chick-fil-A, somebody gets food poisoning, that means we got to shut down all the Chick-fil-A's everywhere? Even if they are independently owned and operated and inspected? That doesn't make sense, right? Well, apply that same logic to guns, dude. Well, you might be saying, well, Chipotle doesn't kill people. And I would throw an obesity statistic at you, but I'm not invested in this emotionally. I just personally feel like if you want to own a gun and you want to be responsible, then God damn it, you should have a gun. Why the fuck not? Who am I to tell you what you should and should not have? If you are I believe I should be allowed to have marijuana. I'm over the age of 21. I would consume it responsibly and medically, obviously. But I mean, I wouldn't get high and drive. My personal choice, because I'm not an idiot. Just like you wouldn't carry your gun out of its holster into a fucking bank to make a withdrawal. You just wouldn't do that as a responsible gun owner. Chipotle is a terrorist organization. Bro, I can't. That's gonna be really funny if they actually are, dude. That's gonna be funny. Buy yourself a gun jacket. A pocket shotgun fits your attitude. You mean like one of them things that Big Pun had, bro? Where he had the rope on his shoulder with the shotgun hanging out of his trench coat? Woo, that looked bad. I'm not bad enough for something like that. You know, Chipotle is a terrorist organization and yes, for medical marijuana, but which you should be. Everybody should be. And honestly, if we could divert for a moment before I get into this Springfield XD9 range review, if I may, if you are on the fence on whether or not this November, you possibly, as a resident of the state of New Jersey, of these great United States of America, if you are still on the fence about whether or not marijuana should be legalized for recreational purposes, to also, I mean, aside from the fact that if everything ran the right way, they would completely take tax off of medical marijuana right now. Not wait 5 years. They would do it right now. But whatever. If you're still on the fence, find a documentary called Culture High. There is a child that is in that film, and I am not saying this is going to be everybody's experience. But when I tell you, I was moved to tears. I tell you all the time, I don't cry at funerals when people that I love die. Do you understand? I don't. Yeah, don't legalize it. I understand your argument. I really do. I do. I'm with you 100%, but unfortunately, people are sitting in prison right now because of a fucking plant, and I can't live with that. At the same time, I then now have to trade in the entirety of the marijuana business to get a couple of people out of jail and get their records expunged. That's fucked up. That words, go on Netflix right now and load up a documentary called The Business of Drug Dealing. It is hosted by a CIA agent who worked in counterterrorism, supposedly. She speaks 7 fucking languages. It's what they did here in California, decriminalize. See, maybe I fucked up. I might have fucked up the last election then, dude. I could have. Because I voted for Governor Phil Murphy. I did. I knew he was a banker. And they said when he gets into office, he will legalize weed within 100 days. He ran on that campaign promise. And I bought it like a fucking idiot. While I told everybody around me, vote for this dude because he's going to do the right thing. I know he's a fucking banker. I know he was an ambassador for Germany in the United Nations. But that don't have to do with the price of opium in Chinatown, bro. Nothing. I honestly thought he was going to do the right thing. I thought the local government was going to get behind him. Fuck Democrats. They're a cartel. I agree with you. They are a fucking cartel. And so are the goddamn Republicans. Do you believe? I heard Sean Hannity. Dude, here's where we're about to get political, and I'm sorry. I know I don't get political on this show. I probably do way more than I realize. But I heard Sean Hannity talk on Jim and Sam yesterday. And I have to be honest. When I heard this dude talk, I kept an open mind. I understand that I was going to be listening to a right-wing, conservative-minded thinking person, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind listening to a conservative talk or a liberal talk. It's when we get into extremes on either side that shit bothers me, man. I don't like that. You can't do that. You can't take away all guns. You can't tell somebody they can't have an abortion if they were raped. That's crazy talk. Unless you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I don't care if I lose every subscriber that I have. I mean this truly from the bottom of my heart. If you, as a politician, as a woman, as a feminist, as a whatever, as a man, I'm going to say this because I'm ignorant and I'm American and that's what we do. Unless you are willing, and I'm not telling you to go out and get raped by any means at all whatsoever. Unless you personally are willing to carry a fucking rape child to term, not give it up for adoption. You got to carry that cocksucker to term. And then after you deliver it, you're not allowed to drown it in a bathtub. Nay. You have to raise that motherfucker. And every day I want you to look into that child's face and you have to argue with your natural instinct to just kill that motherfucker because every time you look at him, you think about that monster that raped you. Now you tell me you can do that. And you write that law. Other than that, get the fuck out of my face, man. Get the fuck out of my face, dude. If you never had an abortion, I don't want to hear from you. You never had an abortion. Why are you talking? Because I don't know how many abortion clinics you've been to, motherfucker. I've taken a trip, not for me, to support somebody else in their fucking time of need, because I'm a man, goddammit, and that's what the fuck I do. I don't always do the right shit, but I try to do the right shit when I can. So I went and supported this motherfucker, and I gotta tell you, that is not an easy decision. I'm gonna get off of this in a second because it got completely out of the realm of what we were talking about, but that is not an easy decision to make. And anybody that fucking tells you that you can have an abortion tomorrow and on Wednesday you're not thinking about it is a sociopath and there's something wrong with them. The people that I know that have had that procedure done are haunted by it every single day of their fucking lives, dude. Well, I know that, but that's their argument. Murders are never an easy decision. Nah, see that? I like what you did there. I like what you did there. But hold on, let me read your comment. No one believes in letting a chick get raped, abort the kid. That's 0.010% of abortions. Most come from inconvenience. And then you follow that up with, yeah, murders are never an easy decision. You know what, dude? 100%, I salute you for that statement. And while I agree with the tone in which you said it, because I personally, I don't think that life begins at conception or whatever it is that they say. I don't think it's like a living, breathing, moving thing until it's got like arms and legs and shit. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not alive at like a bacterial level or some shit, but if you could squash a spider in your house, bro, what's the difference? Well, one's a insect and one is a human being. Yeah, but it's not though. But that's a different conversation. We can get into that later. The point is, I know people who have gotten abortions out of inconvenience, and somebody very close to me had an abortion, forced abortion, I should add. Not that they wouldn't have got one anyway, but the person that I'm talking about, actually, their parents went to court and petitioned to get an abortion done. Whether or not they decided they wanted to keep the kid after the fact was irrelevant. But this person did get raped, right? And you're rationalizing murder. Okay, but that's my decision though, right? Like, this is where I should believe we should be able to agree to disagree. Well, if you really believe in your heart, that I'm rationalizing murder, I sympathize with you, but I don't agree with you. Now, whether we agree or not is irrelevant because neither of us have vaginas, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I watched somebody go through the process of getting raped, getting pregnant. You sound like a slaver from the 1850s. I mean, now, all right. See, this is where tempers flare up a little bit, but I will take your word for it. I will take your word for it. Maybe I do. And if that's the case, then I dare say, so be it. Because I watched this person I didn't watch this person get raped. I watched this person deal with the aftermath of being raped. Then they go into an abortion clinic and they get checked out by a doctor who then has to send them home because they can't do the procedure right away because the baby is not where it's supposed to be. It's trapped. That was their legal. Wait, what was rationalizing murder? That was their argument, or that was a slaver from the 1850s. I'm not sure that I understand what you mean. But the baby was stuck in the fallopian tubes, dude. So she had to leave and then go back. Like it's a whole thing. The point is, dude, it's not an easy decision. And the people that do make these choices, the decent ones, I'm not telling you there are not dirtbags out there that would do this shit on a Thursday and go fuck on a Friday. It happens. It happens, and not everybody is the perfect picture of a human being, but these are not easy choices to make, and I don't think we're making it any easier by we're arguing over something. Like, if you want to argue about what should be allowed for convenience and what should be allowed for rape, I understand that's a conversation that should be had. But as fucked up as it is, dude, if somebody chooses to do some shit out of inconvenience, like, okay, you know what? Here's a perfect example. If I was fucking her with a condom on and the condom broke and I got her pregnant, right? Like, shouldn't she have to weigh out if the kid is going to be retarded? And I know this is not politically correct, but I'm asking a serious question here. If the kid is going to come out handicapped, should you not be allowed to prevent that from happening? And before you answer, I understand that we're going down a very slippery slope here, because then you can go into gene modifications, and then you can wind up creating the new Hitler like that. I do understand that side of the argument, but is it not fair to the child to not? Why put them through that if you know that somebody is going to be born with some shit that is going to really fuck up their life? Wouldn't it be I imagine it's sympathetic, dude. It's not done out of malice. I don't think that a lot of people, that's called destiny. All right. I understand, yeah, for sure. We definitely are. Hopefully, I'm hoping that I'm trying to remain rational from my side, right? I don't want to shut other people out. I don't want to shut other people out. I don't want to say that only my way is the right way, because that's not true. Everybody's way is different. Everybody's way is different, and yours might be different than mine, and we all have different ideologies at the start and at the end of every day, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have a conversation, even if we don't agree. I believe that. Even if I don't like the Ku Klux Klan. I don't like anything that they stand for. I think they're dirtbag people, and if every single one of them dropped dead right now, a lot of us might lose some friends we were not aware of that were affiliated. But shit, they could be someone's hero too, and not just a burden. See, but this is why this conversation is necessary, because you're bringing up valid points. And if I sat here and I told you that either of you didn't make sense, I would be a fucking liar and a conniver, dude. You make sense. Your points are valid. There could be a person who is conceived disabled, right? And maybe that person is born and they're the next Stephen Hawking, or maybe they cure cancer. That's possible. Yes, it is. And if that person's parent decides for some reason that burden is too heavy for them and they decide to wipe them off the face of the planet, we may never cure cancer. But is it really our decision that should come up to the individual, no? Even if we don't agree, I kind of feel like we should let people make their own decisions. And I'm not saying they're always going to be right, man. They're not. They're not always going to be right. But that's what makes this fucking country what it is, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have a different idea of what America is than a lot of other people have. One of my best friends in the world, a kid that I've known my entire life pretty much. When the shit with Colin Kaepernick was going on, he called me up and he was talking about it with me. And he started the conversation very strongly, saying that he thinks it's unpatriotic and un-American that a person would kneel during the national anthem. Now, I know I'm hitting on another trigger topic, but We're getting into it tonight, I guess. So I then say to him, I got to disagree with you. I think that's the exact opposite. I believe that people are getting shot in other countries so that we have the right for a Colin Kaepernick to kneel for the fucking national anthem. Or for me to get up on this microphone and talk the opposite of abortion rights that you don't believe in. That's the America that I believe. That's the America that I want to live in. Is that the place that we live in? Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm living in a fantasy, right? Where I want to believe that to be true, but I also think that it could be true. I think that it could be true. Can it be that you don't think he should kneel and I believe he should, and we have that argument, and that's what America is? At least that's what I want it to be. As somebody that lives here and wakes up here every day, and I understand that I have the privilege. And I'm saying that. I understand. Well, whether he's a loser or not is irrelevant, though, bro. You know what I mean? Too many people are taking Colin Kaepernick into account, and they're disregarding the entire argument of why it was started in the first place, which is black men and women being killed in the fucking street by police officers. And it's not only black people, it's white people and Spanish people too, I'm sure. But if you were to sit here and say that black people are not getting killed at bigger rates, then look, I'm white. I sold weed for a while. I probably didn't get caught right away. Well, one, because I'm smart. Two, because I kept my circles small. And three, I got caught because I avoided my instincts. But it probably, if you gave a black dude some weed and you gave me some weed and you put us out on the same corner at a different day, I could probably make a few more handoffs than him. Maybe. But it depends on how good he is at the handoff, right? But everybody looks at this conversation and they say, well, Kaepernick is a shitty quarterback, so fuck him. Or he's a loser, or he's just doing this because he wants to gain attention. But the conversation is not about Kaepernick, guys. It isn't. And I don't want to be the stereotypical YouTuber, guys, fam, all that shit. But honestly, the conversation is not about Colin Kaepernick. The conversation should have been about George Floyd from the fucking beginning. Honestly. That's really what that was about. It wasn't about him kneeling for the national anthem. It was about him taking a fucking knee to go, I know this is going to piss you off. So, to be fair, he was a big name and he could have used to be good. Or wait, I think I read that wrong. To be fair, he was a big name and could have, used to be good. To use off of the field, football fans really don't care. No, football fans really don't care. And majority of the people that do care are Republican-minded people, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But Republicans care a little bit more, I think, right? I mean, Democrats do too, but let's face it. Anybody that's really a Democrat or a Republican, none of us. And I'm an independent myself. I don't like to think that I choose a side. You could pick a topic and stick me on a side. Sure, you could do that. But I mean, I don't pick a side necessarily. But anybody who is actually a Democrat or a Republican, we're not writing laws, guy. We're not anybody who has the power to write laws doesn't give a fuck about political affiliation. I would put my balls on that. For real, I would. The people that write laws are motivated by money, backdoor deals, lobbyists. That's what it is. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a fucking fact. Because if you took the money out of politics, I guarantee you the Senate and the House of Representatives would at least be half empty. At least. Because you shouldn't get into politics for the money. You should get into politics to change things for the better. That's what you should do. But people don't. And I mean, I know that people focused on Kaepernick. He wasn't the focus, and people made it that, including the fucking president. But he's a dope. And you know what? Obama was a dope too, and so is Hillary, and so was George Bush, and his father, and his brother. Let me explain something to you. America, all laws are produced by lobbyists. But those are, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm ignorant. I thought a lobbyist was somebody who basically worked for a company that pushes out the company's agenda, right? Like the cigarette companies could have a lobbyist that could go to the House or the Senate or whoever and be like, y'all are trying to pass a law that says the people can't smoke inside of their restaurants, but I got a couple of notes right here that will say otherwise. Okay, cool. That's what I thought it was. So, yeah, I mean, dude, if we wrote the laws, we would live in a much different society. Now, I understand, don't go off of Twitter. Don't go off of Twitter. Don't go off of Instagram. Don't go off of Facebook. I'm in the trenches, dude. I have conversations with everyday people. I do. From all walks of life. And I got to be honest with you, when we actually do get down to talking shit about politics or whatever else that it is, you would be surprised how little our differences actually do come into play when we get down to the ground level and we talk about these issues. I don't know what the fuck that was. My phone's over here. Right? Like, apparently I'm getting blown up. I don't even know. Ah, fuck. All right. Okay. Hold on. Look, I know we're crazy. I know we're crazy off topic. And I did the most anti thing. BLM is complete bullshit. Black Lives Matter, I assume you mean? I don't want to end it there. Unfortunately, I have to. We're going to pick this back up. I want to pick this back up, but I don't want to use all my time because I'll let you in on a secret, dude. Me and BCHQ did a test run trying to watch this movie, and we fucked up. I have that in the vault. I'm going to edit it up later so you can see the shit show that it was. We're going to do it tomorrow. So it's going to be posted on the channel. I don't know when. I'm not sure if we're going to do live or Facebook or whatever. We haven't figured it out yet. But we got it planned for tomorrow, my morning, his afternoon. But I do want to pick this back up because I honestly feel like, you know what, dude? I know everybody is tired of talking political shit. I understand that. But I also feel like people are not having conversations, which is why I think people are tired of talking about politics. Because nobody's talking to each other. They're yelling at each other. I'm right, you're wrong. That's what everybody is doing. And we're not having the conversation. Now, see, I don't know. I'm sure we all agree and disagree on several different topics. But we're having a conversation. And that's important. Now, I don't want to come on here and talk politics all the time. I mean, honestly, I vote in the local elections. I don't get too wrapped up in politics because I know I can't change anything any bigger than on the state level. And clearly, electing the governor didn't even do that much of change. But I do like to have a back and forth, especially when everybody doesn't agree with each other. So I think it is important and it's healthy to have that conversation. And I'm not saying we all have to agree, and we shouldn't. We shouldn't agree. I do want to continue this conversation at another time. I'll write down Black Lives Matter as a topic so that we can go back to it, because to be completely honest with you, I don't know anything about it other than I've heard the name all over the news for a few months now. That's all I know. So I'll do a little bit of research, maybe, or maybe I won't, and I'll just come in here cold so we can do the research together and have a conversation about what it is, what it is supposed to be, why you think it's bullshit, and what we could do to change it. maybe we could even get somebody from the organization to come on and talk a little bit about what it is that they do, and maybe we can raise some of your concerns. I don't know if that would be something you would be into, but I would like to do that. I don't know anything, and I don't see many people giving an honest platform. I'll have to get to the Hannity shit later. But basically, the man said, to sum it up, the man said this pretty much, which was, Democrats don't want to fix anything, and we can't let them win the next election. And that bothers me, because I got to tell you, with a Republican in office for the last 4 years, nothing has really changed either. So what the fuck are we talking about? Republicans don't have our best interest any more than the Democrats do. We have to look out for ourselves. We have to look out for each other. That's what this comes down to, bro. Is we have to look out for ourselves, and we have to police these people. Honestly, as a voter, it is our job to police these people, and the fact that they keep fucking winning elections and we allow it is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. To quote Jadakiss one last time, because I'm a broken record and that's what I do, the man said, this is not a democracy, it's a parliament. And having recently looked up what a parliament is, shout out to all my UK friends, BCHQ, all of motherfucking England and Jersey over in the UK. I see you in the analytics, bro. Australia, all that shit, dude. I got love for you guys, but dude, it's what it is. We're all under this big fucking illusion, and it's not gonna change unless we change it, and nobody believes they have the power to fucking change it, and I'm only one person, and I can't even get weed legalized in my state. I'm not gonna be able to change the entire system, but goddamn it, I want to have an open and honest conversation with people, even if I don't agree with you, and that's what I think America is all about. Does that mean anything coming out of the mouth of a fucking YouTuber with less than 1,000 subscribers, right? With less than 100,000 Instagram followers or Twitter followers? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. But maybe the fact that it doesn't mean anything means more than you realize. Maybe instead of thinking about numbers, just think about the impact that your voice can have. That even opening your mouth to even small changes could result in big changes, but that's only if you actually try to make a fucking change. And I know I'm not the positive guy. I'm not the dude that is going to change everything, but I'm telling you, dude, I see what it is. These people are motivated by fucking money. And unless we change that, it is never going to change, or we're always going to be up against each other. You're poor, I'm rich, you're a Democrat, I'm a Republican. All that is nonsense. And every time you buy into that narrative bullshit, these people win. Rather than us sitting down together as a fucking unit, which we are. Whether you look different than me, or I look different than you, or sound different than you, or we agree or don't agree, whatever, it doesn't matter. The more we spend arguing with each other instead of trying to find solutions for our fucking problems, the bigger our issues are going to fucking be, dude. It's the only way that this shit is going to change. And whether you're a goddamn Democrat or Republican or an independent, it doesn't fucking matter. And if you're not having these conversations with the people that are in your life, why? Is the question that I'm asking you. Is it because you're uncomfortable? Is it because you were raised to not ask questions about politics or religion? If that is the case, I understand. Maybe you don't want to argue with your family every fucking holiday. And I'm not saying turn it into an explosive argument that everybody's going to, rumble for. I'm not saying that. Just fucking, we can make this shit better, dude. We can. It's just, you got to fucking believe it. And if I'm the only one, if my fucking small voice on YouTube that doesn't mean nothing to outside of a few people, if I'm the only voice that is saying this, how the fuck is anybody gonna hear me, man? You know what I mean? You gotta do this shit too. I can't do it on my own. We share this fucking place together, and god damn it, I want it to be better. I was raised to fucking leave places to look better when I walk out than when I walked in. Shouldn't that be what America is about? That's all I'm trying to say. I don't have a drop the mic moment. or anything like that, dude. And I'm an ignorant fuck who talks a lot of craziness, but I think I'm making some valid points. And you could easily discredit me by any single decision I've ever made in my life, but I guess that's just the way the game is played. Saturday, Laughing at Birds podcast. Whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, a fucking whatever you are, I don't care. It's not about fucking politics, dude. I'm trying to make a couple of stupid jokes. We laugh a little bit once in a while. Maybe we have a serious conversation. That's all. I don't think it's asking for a lot. Just exercising my right while I still have it. Who knows for how long? Free speech. So I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. Anybody who listens to the podcast. If you're interested, one more time, this is the first design that has ever been made. More shit will be coming. It will probably look better. They're going to be elevated every single time. It's a work in progress. If you want it, at Laughing Birds Pod on Instagram. You can private message me on Twitter. You can leave it in the YouTube comments. Cash App, PayPal. Deposit is required for anything that you want. No one is exempt. If you can't afford the prices that I have listed, I'm willing to work with you. But don't be a dick, bro. You know what I mean? We're trying to fucking make some money too, dude. We're broke. But I don't want to take advantage of anybody either. So merch will be available as it's needed. Maybe in the future we'll have a couple of stock designs. There will be a fucking store opening. I don't know when, but it will happen eventually. Because I'm not going to sit idly fucking by while I breathe air and have somebody that has a fucking talent not use it. That's stupid. There's no way. I can't do that in good conscience. I can't sit by and let it happen. So whether you like this shirt or you hate it, whether you like my podcast or you don't, even if you don't buy a fucking shirt, a long sleeve, a hoodie, a bumper sticker, a fucking tomato to throw at me when I say some dumb shit, support the local artists in a state where you live. Because believe it or not, there are clothing racks that exist outside of fucking Polo or whatever other name brand you can think of, dude. Support local artists. It's a dying fucking landscape, dude. But we have the opportunity to change it. That's all I'm saying. Even if you don't support me, support somebody, anybody. I don't care who it is. I don't give a shit if you give money to fucking, I was gonna say Charles Manson's fucking fan club, but that's not, he's not an artist, arguably, whatever. You get the fucking point, man. I should have ended this before when it was going good. Support local art, dude, because whether you realize it or not, this shit matters, and you can literally, you have the power to change somebody's fucking life. Even if it is only buying a stupid fucking t-shirt with a dumb bird on it or whatever else it is that she decides to draw. I'm out. Saturday, motherfuckers. Be there or be squared. And that's how you end it. Ew.